This is Bruce Buffer, and this is the moment you've all been waiting for. It's time for the MMA-Holes!
No way.
From the I Never Know studios of Arizona, Paddy Pimblett destroys Ariel Helwani. UFC 282 Fight Week. Cody Durden live with the MMA. Let's go home.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Welcome to the show. It's good to see everyone here on a Wednesday night. How's everyone doing? UFC 282 Fight Week. It's going to be absolutely wonderful. We have a slam-packed, jam-packed show for you tonight here on the MMA Holes. So make sure you hit that like button. Pull up a seat, hit the like button, get the comments going in the chat over here. Share the stream out to your friends and family because we have a spectacular show for you. 282 is the card that's happening on Saturday. We'll be doing a fight reaction to that. So maybe some predictions and picks as well. So stand by for that information. Paddy Pimblett explodes the internet with his comments about Ariel Helwani. We'll dive into that later on. But to start off the show, we have a guest. A person I've been meaning to talk to. This man over here is 14-4-1 on a 2-fight win streak. He is a UFC fighter. He's a flyweight. And for the first time on the MMA Holes, I'd like to welcome Cody Durden. Let's go, chat. Let's go. Cody, welcome to the show.
What's up, man? Hey, I'm glad I could be on the show with you. That was quite the introduction.
We like to go over the top over here. Been doing it for 6 years, making people cringe.
There you go. Hey, it looked good from my house.
There we go. We're actually, this is a very special show. This is the first time that we are streaming in 4K. How do you feel about that?
Awesome.
There you go. So forever in history, no matter what you do in life, you could say I was on the MMA Holes for the first time when they streamed in 4K.
Nice. Blow it up.
Let's do it. So, Cody, listen, man, I found out about you a couple of fights into the UFC. You jumped onto the scene, and you made a big splash over here, getting a couple of wins in a row from your last two performances, a very big win, and a dominating win in your last performance over there. Very excited to have you on here. Where are you right now in the UFC? Where do you stand? Do you feel comfy? Do you feel cozy in the organization?
Yeah, I feel like the more fights I've had, and I've had 6 fights in the UFC, and I feel like I'm at home now. I feel comfortable in the cage, and I fought at the Apex 5 times. Granted, I wish I fought in front of the fans more, but it's coming, and I finally feel like a veteran.
After that last fight, before the last fight happened, I saw you were plus money. I jumped on that bet. I was like, what is going on here? Did you feel like a little disappointed in the lines over there being the underdog in that fight?
I did, I felt like a lot of people were counting me out, and I showed up and put on a hell of a performance.
Now, how you got on my radar was kind of hilarious, and maybe it wasn't hilarious for you, but you had this fight I'm just gonna say it. You went out there and you said, "I'm gonna send this guy back to China." It was one of the funniest fucking things I've ever heard. At the time, it probably was a weird situation for you, but now that you have many fights that passed on, looking back at that moment, what was going down that night?
I mean, it was just an ignorant comment, you know. I shouldn't have said it, but I did, and I didn't mean it the way that the media took it. You know, I didn't even realize that I had said something that I shouldn't have said until I was, you know, backstage, and Amy Kaplan, one of the journalists, was asking me about, you know, a racist remark I said, and I was like, I didn't mean anything racist by it, you know. I just wanted to send him back home with a loss. He's from China. He lived in China. And that's all I meant by it. But I truly apologize to anyone that, you know, took it the wrong way.
Yeah, it's funny because that night, this is how I thought. I thought it was hilarious when you said it, and honestly, I didn't think it was racist. I just like had send them back home. Like that's how I looked at it, and I'm assuming that's what you thought as well, right?
100%.
Yeah. So when everyone started exploding about this, and then people on Twitter were putting they were finding posts from like back in the day, all this crazy stuff, and they were on this witch hunt for you. Like when you got home and you saw these crazy tweets and everything like that, were you like, wait, hold on, pump the brakes. This is not me. What's going on here?
Yeah, I mean, I just embraced it and took it like, yo, you fucked up. So you gotta move forward, and I know who I am, and the people that I train with know who I am. The people, my sponsors. I mean, I have tons of sponsors, and they know me as a person. And man, I went to an all-black high school. You know what I mean? I mean, I lived in the ghetto essentially. You know, my younger part of my career, and you know, a lot of people see black and white, and I don't even see that. You know, I just, you know, see people for who they are and how they act and how they portray themselves.
Isn't it sad that we have to explain ourselves like this? Like you really made an innocent comment. You got on the mic, the emotions were going, you just wanted to send them packing back home. That's not really a terrible thing to do. And then everyone just dogs on people. It's not just you, it's a lot of people in the spotlight where everyone just jumps on for no reason.
Right. I mean, it's a sticky situation, you know?
And it's funny, I at the time of, I didn't know what to think. I thought of, you reminded me of like the brand new Mike Perry hitting the scene. I was like, this guy's the best. Like, I loved your confidence. I loved the way you got on the mic and you just like, let's go. You know, you were pumped up, you were fired up. And then watching your interviews afterwards, you're just like a gentle dude. Like, you're just super cool. You're super humble. So like, you know, it's pretty interesting to see how people just judge a book by its cover before getting to know who the person is.
Yeah, exactly, man. I mean, I believe I can hang with the best in the world. Do I believe that I'm the best to ever do it? No. Do I believe that I can potentially one day go after that title? Yeah, I do believe that. But, you know, anybody can be beat on any given day, and I realize that.
You know, just a refresh in my memory when I was going through your Tapology and checking out what you had over here. Some of the guys that you fought, if you look at some of the blemishes on your record, they're like legit strong opponents over here. Even your first fight in the UFC, jumping into Gutierrez over here, it's like you didn't really get a quote-unquote easy fight, an easy path over here in your UFC career. Do you agree with this?
100%. I agree with that wholeheartedly. You know, there's guys that are ranked above me that have fought guys and beat the guys that aren't even in the UFC anymore. So for me to get a draw with Gutierrez, it was a great fight. And, you know, Jimmy Flick, I really feel like that given the opportunity again, I would dominate him. I had a lot of things going wrong in that fight, you know, pink eye, torn ACL, a broke toe, and having to make weight. That was my first time making flyweight in 3 years. Having to make it 2 times in 2 weeks because I had to come back 2 weeks later after the doctor pulled me from the fight. Just a lot of things went wrong, and you know, it was a snowball effect. But given the opportunity, I promise you, I would decapitate him.
Wow, those are strong words. Jimmy Flick's a pretty badass too. And looking at you bounce back in your next fight. We already spoke about that. What a performance over there. And then you fight Makhachev. And this guy is an unblemished, crazy neckbeard that goes in there and just, it's just like, it seems like as soon as you see the beard, you're like, okay, look out. What are your thoughts on this guy, Makhachev? I mean, he looks like the real deal, right?
Yeah, he is the real deal. After the fight, that was the hardest I've ever gotten hit in my whole career. He did a switch knee. I thought he was shooting for a takedown. I lowered my level, and he caught me right on the very tip of the chin. And, it felt like I got hit with a shotgun.
Wow.
But, it didn't knock me out. Got up, got the takedown, went to the wrong side, got caught in the choke. It is what it is. He's a good opponent. And afterwards, he actually came to American Top Team, and we trained. We spent time in the sauna, and dude, we learned from each other. And he's the real deal.
In the sauna, did you get to see his package or what? What's going on here? What is he packing?
Oh yeah, like.
Do you guys?
I'm just kidding. No, man.
So you heard it here first, boys. Makhachev is hung like an elephant. All right, pretty cool. And then after that, you fight JP Buys. Now, JP Buys, this poor guy, his situation over here, the whole deletes thing, his wife, blah, blah, blah. And then he gets in the cage with you. He finally gets his visa, comes back, and you beat the living shit out of him in the first round. Did you feel bad about that?
Yeah, man, I definitely have sympathy, but at the end of the day, it was him or me, either his family eats or mine. And that night, my family was eating.
I bet, man. First round finish, very impressive performance over there. Started the win streak. So, I mean, that got you on the right track. That fight, do you feel like that's like kind of a turning point over here? Because you said you kind of feel comfortable and cozy on a 2-fight win streak.
I'm not really cozy right now. Believe it or not, I don't have a fight lined up right now. And I've been training the hardest, the last 2 weeks than I ever have, just like I have before, So I'm not taking any days off. And I understand, there's windows of growth there, and it can be done. And that's what I'm chasing. I'm chasing the growth.
There you go. If you're just jumping in, we're live with Cody Durden. This man has a very impressive resume. If you're looking at his statisticals, it's 14-4-1. This guy's in the UFC on a 2-fight win streak. And you brought up, Cody, that you do have a little bit of a tough upbringing, a bad neighborhood, or explain what was the origin story, how you got to this place where you are now.
I mean, I had a great family. My mother and father are great, and they had kids at a young age. I think my mom had my brother when she was 17, and we just didn't have money growing up. And so, I was raised in the trailer park for most of my younger years till I was 10 years old. And, I had to fight all the time. So I grew up in a rough neighborhood, as you so call it. And, yeah, man, I was always fighting.
Growing up like that, you would, I guess, when you hit the level of a professional athlete in the highest of levels in the UFC, I mean, that's got to be interesting to look back on, because you can appreciate things differently than some others that were, fed with a silver spoon, so to speak, right?
Exactly, man. It's the struggle. You learn a lot through adversity than you ever could learn, being spoon-fed.
Absolutely. And what was the first thing, when you got the call for the UFC, who was the first person you called after that?
I called my wife. I was on the way to practice, and my manager called, and he was like, "Hey, Cody, guess what? We got the UFC contract. They want to offer you a 4-fight contract. But the thing is, you fight next weekend." And when he said that, I had just had a fight on July 18th, a week before. And all I could think about was the Mexican food and the beer I ate all week celebrating, that win. And I was just like, yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Fuck yeah. And, right after I got off the phone, I called my wife and I told her to get ready. We're going to Vegas in 6 days. And she was like, what about vacation? And I was like, vacation? What are you talking about? She's like, we're going on vacation next week. I was like, oh, no, we're going to have to cancel that. So that's how I got in the UFC and ended up getting a draw with Chris Gutierrez, who is on a 7-fight win streak right now. And man, give me a little bit more time, and I could have won that fight.
Yeah, I mean, Gutierrez is, we saw what he just did to Frankie Edgar. Gutierrez is no joke. So that's why you went in at the bantamweight over there, because of the short notice, you're saying?
Yeah, 6-day notice. So I had a fight July 18th. 6 days later, I got the UFC call. And then 6 days later, I fought my first fight. So I had 2 fights in 2 weeks.
That is incredible. I'm going to pull it up over here. If you're just jumping in, Cody Durden live on the show, and here it is, versus Chris Gutierrez. To those of you that don't know, Gutierrez is he just retired Frankie Edgar, for God's sakes. I mean, the dude is an absolute savage. Taking this guy on a week's notice is actually unbelievable.
Yep.
So your wife, how long have you guys been married for?
Oh, tough question. I think 5 years, going on 6.
Oh, okay. So you guys been together during your UFC run and this and that, and she's been your rock throughout this whole process?
Absolutely, man. I was working a full-time job, and I would get off at 5 in the afternoon. I would go straight to the gym, and when I got home from training, dinner was in the microwave. I'd get in the shower, get in the bed, and have to wake up at 5 a.m. and do it all over again. And I did that for about 9 years. So It was tough.
Yeah, I bet. And I'm pulling up your Twitter over here. You have a post that is pinned. And hold on, let me put it up here. Hold on a second. By the way, Paddy Pimblett, Jesus. Paddy Pimblett's been going crazy. Have you been following the Paddy Pimblett situation?
A little bit, not much. I had to train this evening and train this morning, so.
Staying busy. And here it is. Like, this post it gave me chills. I saw this today over here that's pinned. This is the post, like, you're with 2-week notice at work. You posted it on Twitter. You pinned it up there, I guess, so you could always remember this moment. But how did it feel, man? Like, here you are, doing the normal average Joe thing. Next thing you know, you're becoming a rock star in the UFC.
I've been a hard worker my whole life. Got 2 state championships in high school. Right out of high school, I had 3 scholarships, but I ended up having a son. He's 11 years old now. I had a son when I was 20 years old, and I just, I chose to work and instead of going to college and pursuing the wrestling off the scholarships. And, I just joined a local gym. I started training MMA with a buddy. He was a wrestler. It's a funny story, at a weightlifting gym. It was a little 10x10 mat. And we used to just meet up there and just grapple and spar. And then I knew that I needed to go to a real gym if I wanted to be successful at it. And I ended up getting off work every day at 3 or 5 p.m., depending on the day. And I had to go travel an hour all the way to American Top Team Lima, with Diego and Douglas Lima. And so I'd make that hour drive. And my goal was I had to do 2 classes a night. So I'd do, MMA, then Muay Thai, or Jiu-Jitsu, then Muay Thai. And then I always got home at like 9:30 every night. So it was literally sun up to sundown for 9 years. And that's what got me here. And it was tough, man. Being 29 years old, 11-2, 7-fight win streak, 7 finishes in a row, and not knowing if the UFC was going to call. There was times where I just didn't know if it was going to happen, but it did, man. And I'm here and I'm grateful.
So how did you continue to have that drive? I mean, like, eventually you think normal people would just break from things like that. Was it your wife saying, hey, stay in the game, friends, family, or was it just inside internally, like, I am not going to stop until I make it?
Just like anything else you do in life, it's this,
Mm-hmm.
But I never gave up. I just knew that I could be one of the best in the world one day. And I just didn't want to work, 5 a.m. to 3 or 5 p.m. anymore. And I knew that was my way out.
There you go. So if someone is grinding in the gym right now, Joe Schmo in the gym just trying to make it, try to get into the big dance, what kind of advice would you give them?
Don't give up. You got your ups and downs. Tough times don't last, though. Tough people do. So you just got to keep pushing through.
So now, what does a Cody Durden do to unwind? I mean, you're in the gym a lot. You know, you have your family time and stuff like that. Do you watch movies, TV shows? What do you do?
Man, I can't sit still long enough to watch a movie, hardly. It's got to be a good action movie. The best movie I've watched recently, which I don't watch many movies, was Top Gun Maverick. And it was an amazing movie. But to unwind, man, I enjoy deer hunting. I like going fishing. I got a pond in my backyard. Just go out there. We got bass, brim, a whole bunch of fish. I actually was teaching Trayshawn how to fish for bass with artificial lures. And I got him hooked, man.
What a nice guy Trayshawn is, right? I mean, that guy is just the sweetest dude.
Yeah, and I've seen his struggle too, you know, and my struggle is nowhere near as hard as his. Mm-hmm. So for him to make it is just amazing. And I love him like my brother.
It's kind of wild, man. When I hear stories like yours and Trayshawn, you know, coming from basically nothing to all of a sudden being at the top of the game, the UFC, you know, like when people are shitting on the UFC, does it burn you up? Do you like, man, like why, like does it bother you when you hear people saying like all this nonsense about the UFC's not treating their fighters right?
Yeah, I mean, they treat me good, man. I can't complain. My manager, Ali Abdelaziz, he's a great manager. And, you know, we communicate greatly, and I've never had a problem with the UFC. I'm more of a company man. I've been a company man my whole life. And I usually just do what I'm asked. And I've never turned down a UFC fight. Never missed weight in my whole career. And I fought the who's thus far. And, man, I'm happy. I'm just grateful.
And I'm happy for you as well, man. That's a great story. And speaking of Ali Abdelaziz, there are rumors going around that he will not. I mean, I know personally, I've had fighters tell me, hey, Ali doesn't want me to go on some shows. Like, he doesn't. Does he tell you these things?
He's never told me that I can't go on any show. No.
Interesting.
But I have heard that, you know, he doesn't let fighters go on the Ariel Helwani show or whatnot. But I don't know if that's a rumor or not. But, yeah, I've heard that.
Yeah, only a few fighters, like Kayla Harrison and some others, a few broke that rule. But apparently a lot of guys and gals don't want to go on for that reason, according to rumors. I don't know. I've heard.
Well, Ariel came out and said that. That's why I say that.
Okay.
Ariel's the one that came out on live air and said that, you know, Ali won't let his fighters come on his show. But that's where I heard that from. But, you know, I've never asked to go on the show. Mm-hmm. He's never asked me to come on the show, so I don't know.
Ariel has never reached out.
No.
What a piece of shit. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I say that live? I mean, geez, I'm sorry, Cody. I didn't mean to say that. I didn't want to burn any bridges for you. But what is that? I don't understand. Like, I feel like Ariel just waits for guys to become like the next household name and then like, oh, now you can come on the show. I mean, is it feeling like that or no?
Yeah, sort of. Yeah.
I don't understand.
I just think, you know, he took a narrative that was a bad narrative of me, and he ran with it. And yeah, I mean, that's what it is, but I don't really know, you know.
Yeah.
All I know is that I'm ready to fight again, January, February, and I'm ready to make a statement.
There you go. So is it because of the whole nonsense that I spoke about in the beginning? Is it because of the quote unquote controversial statement? Is that why?
It could be. Honestly, I don't know though. You know, I don't know.
That's ridiculous. I know he's like that with Sean Strickland as well. Like Sean said some crazy stuff, and then all of a sudden he doesn't like talking to Sean Strickland. It's like, come on, man. It's a little. This is like the fight game. What like? I don't understand. Like people talk shit. Like I don't know. Am I off on this?
Yeah, exactly.
It's strange.
Yeah.
So anyway, we like to get a little gossipy over here. I don't want to get you in any trouble. Although Chris Wade came up to me and says, "Hey, man, I can't do the interview. My manager said I couldn't do it, and it just so happened to be Ali." I was like, oh, "What the hell? What the hell is that about?" So maybe just certain fighters.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure.
Okay, I won't get you in trouble. I apologize, Cody. I will not burn any bridges for you. All right. Yeah. So are you plugged into social media much? Do you like if people are trolling and stuff like that, does it get to you? Do you listen to any of that stuff, or you just unplug?
No, man. I usually don't even respond to the negative comments.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, if you look at who I respond to on all my social medias, it's all the positive people. I try not to be pessimistic, and I just try to be positive, you know?
There you go. And do you follow any other sports or anything like that? Are you a football fan, baseball fan, or is it strictly MMA?
Man, I'm a huge Georgia Bulldog fan. Love college football, and yeah, man, I hope the Georgia Bulldogs can get it done. Ohio State, December 31st. Let's go, Dogs.
There you go. Listen, I'm a big NFL fan, but I never got into the college stuff. But everyone tells me, man, you got to get into that stuff. It's wild, right?
Yeah. Well, I'm from Atlanta. So I'm not from Atlanta, but they're like, Atlanta's 40 minutes from me. So it's close, you know? But yeah, man, when you're from here, you don't really want to rep the Falcons.
I hear you. Listen, there's some hardcore fans out there, like crazy.
There are. I swear. My wife's dad is the biggest Falcons fan, and I give him a hard time all the time.
So yeah, you know what's funny? When I met my wife, she said she was a Seattle Seahawks fan. And I'm like, how were you? Like, she lived in Chicago, and I was like, wait, how are you a Seahawks fan? And I found out it was like an ex-boyfriend. I was like, no, you're a Giants fan, because I'm a big New York Giants fan. So I'm like, now you're a Giants fan, and now all of a sudden she's a Giant fan. So there you go. But your wife, she's sticking with the Falcons.
Yeah, she's sticking with the Falcons, but I don't even watch it, man. I don't even care for NFL.
Yeah.
I watch college football.
Yeah.
So
what do you think about?
thing.
Like NFL players out there, do you think that they're kind of prima donnas, like these guys making the big bucks and everything, and craziness with like people go nuts over kneeling and shit like that? Like, what do you think about these guys?
Man, I think they're most of them. Even the guys who sign and sit on the bench, man, they ought to be grateful. They're living the good life.
It's crazy.
Right? I think the just the sign on, it's $620,000 a year. That's good money.
That's nuts.
Great money.
And you think about with the UFC, I understand, like, the UFC is still kind of new if you think about it, right? Compared to all these other big team sports out there. And team sports are different because each team is a different entity. It's not like it's just the UFC. So it's like you're all under the same umbrella here. And yes, of course, you guys could make more money. Everyone could make more money out there. But with the platform that they give you, do you feel that the money is justified? Do you think you guys should be making more money? Or do you think that the platform that they give you is enough?
Man, I can't speak for everyone, but I think I'm well taken care of by the UFC. So I don't have any complaints.
There you go. And what about on the roster right now? Who's a guy or gal that you would say, oh, man, now this person is impressive? Like, who blows your mind on that UFC roster?
I think Sean O'Malley's a great fighter. He's got all the tools, multiple properties. He's doing good inside the cage and outside the cage. Whether you think he's overhyped or not, dude, he's doing something right. He's knocking people out and he's winning fights. Whether you think he got robbed his last or he was given the last fight or not, man, he's still doing good. And personally, in my opinion, I think he was given that fight.
Yeah. So, listen, it was very close. It depends, I guess, what you're looking for in that fight. But yeah, he has marketed himself very well. What about you? Are you looking to invest in things like, I notice a lot of fighters invest in real estate and stuff like that when they get a check. Are you looking to make investments like that, or do you already have investments where you're like in real estate outside of the UFC?
Yeah, man, I invest in mutual funds right now, and I'm looking into the real estate. I was actually talking to a guy today, texting back and forth on opening a gym in 2023. So I realized that I can't fight forever, and you have to make the money while it's good, and you gotta do something with it.
There you go. And what do you think? Someone says don't invest in betting. What do you think about the old crazy stuff about like you guys can't bet on the UFC now, right? I mean, did you ever bet before?
I don't hang out with James Cross, I'll tell you that. No. Yeah, man, I used to enjoy getting on Bovado and putting little bets in, and it just made the fights so much better for me, at least. But yeah, can't bet anymore, so it's not worth my job, really.
Yeah, I don't blame it. And you could just call up somebody, right? You say, hey, throw that in for me. No, or
Yeah, well, that's in there too. You can't even do
You
that.
can't?
So.
Oh, okay. All right. I don't want to get you in trouble. Speaking of James Krause, Jeff Molina, I noticed your name was attached to him a little bit. Is there like some sort of beef between you guys?
I mean, I just think he's an easy fight, and I called him out, and you know, the fight hadn't came to fruition, so I don't know.
That's interesting. So an easy fight. He's a hot prospect over here in a little. I mean, his team now is kind of in limbo. They got to scatter like that. That's kind of, isn't that a wild situation now? I mean, it's not like James is guilty, but at the same time, the gym is not allowed to compete. Like, it's kind of a wild situation, right?
Yeah, I'll tell you exactly what James Cross did. He messed up a wet dream. That's exactly what he did. Because he had it made.
Yeah, why would you? Do you think bragging about that all over the place was the dumbest thing he could have done?
I think it wasn't very smart of him to brag about that to one of the biggest platforms in the MMA community.
Yeah, it was wild when he did the Ariel appearance. That's the when all this shit blew up. All I thought about was the Ariel appearance. I don't know if you've seen it, but he just sat there. Oh, you did see it? Okay, so he sat there and he was just like, I make more money gambling and this and that. I'm like, should this guy be saying this? He must be kicking himself in the ass now.
Yeah, I think he said, I make more money gambling on fights than I do with any other thing.
Yeah, it's crazy. That's not good if you're coaching fighters. Like, that doesn't make it, like, right? Crazy.
It's not good if you're the head of a promotion, FAC. It's not good if you're a manager. It's not good if you're a coach. Anything associated with fights and gambling that amount of money is going to lead you, down a downward spiral.
Yeah, absolutely. And man, it's crazy. Like, it's weird because like the UFC was kind of clean. Do you think he was like do you think like with that whole fight with I forgot, Minner, I think his name was, do you think that he actually went in there and was like, hey man, I'm gonna lose anyway, let's just get a bag of money, bet against me? Do you think that actually went down?
I think what happened was that he got hurt in the training camp, and people started noticing, hey, he's got to fight. It's 2 weeks from now. He's not showing up. Oh man, I was here when he got hurt. And then he's not performing at practice because he's always hurt. And they got a big gym there. And I think, word got out. I don't know if it was James Cross or just a bunch of his teammates, telling this guy, telling that guy. And whatever he did, it blew up. And it's a bad situation.
Man, oh man. I bet the guys at the gym are probably like, man, this guy, what are we doing with this guy?
Yeah, I mean, I bet James Cross isn't even at the gym.
Yeah.
I bet he's at the house, plotting his next move. What he got to do now, because it's not little, it's big, and I think he could possibly go to jail for this. That's
what the rumors are. Yeah, that's what I'm hearing as well. I mean, geez, it's crazy, man. What about?
And just think about I think the U.S. The United States, I think they only know about, the U.S. betting. What about the offshore betting? All those bets that were put in there. People haven't even taken that into accountability. There's tons of sites for offshore betting. It's not just Caesar's Palace and MGM and Las Vegas. You got Charlotte, North Carolina. You got casinos all over the world. But it's the online ones, Bovado, DraftKings, that bets could have got put in there, and they haven't even probably they can't catch that offshore betting stuff. That's
a great point. I didn't even think about that. That's true. Yeah, there's got to be a ton of bets there as well.
Yeah, and I guarantee I know what the guy did too. He put, so you only have a max number of betting that you can bet. So everybody has a limit, But if you put that bet in with a parlay, now your limit's doubled.
Yeah.
And I guarantee whoever did it, they put Derek Minner, first round TKO, and they put a whole bunch of parlays up there, which skyrocketed, the line.
So wild, man. So I wonder what Dana thinks. Dana, I haven't heard say anything about this. Have you heard what the boss thought about this?
I haven't. No, it ain't good.
Yeah, I can only imagine.
He can't corner fighters. He can't be there. I mean, it's bad.
Yeah. And one more hot topic on this situation. Do you think James Krause smashed Lorosenko?
Man, I don't have any idea.
Not like it's a bad thing. Who wouldn't? I mean, let's be serious. But that's crazy, man. Did you the whole situation where Megan Anderson went online and just blurted it out? Oh
yeah. I saw that. Yeah.
What did you think?
Crazy.
It was like it came out of left field. It's like it had nothing to do with anything. It's just like, hey, he banged Lorosenko.
Women.
In the gym, has there been any romances in the gym that you're at? I mean, you don't have to say any names, but has there been situations where things got a little shady, a girl comes into the gym, things get a little hot and heavy?
No, never at our gym. It's pretty family oriented, and we don't get too many women coming through the gym, and when we do, it's they're with their husbands and stuff. So if you're a woman and you want to be a fighter, you got high chances of making it because the competition isn't really there. Give it 5-6 years, you'll be at the top.
It's so true. Like a lot of people kind of shit on women's MMA because they're like, it's boring, it's this and that, but it still has to evolve, I would imagine, for it to get a little bit better, right?
Yeah, I think Ronda Rousey came in 2013 or 12. I mean, we're not even going on a decade yet. So the people who started, if they started when they were 5-6 years old, the girls who started, I would guess in the next couple of years you'll see a growth in the women's skills.
Sure. I got to imagine, like, rolling around with girls in the gym. I know you guys are professionals, but have you ever said, okay, I got to stop, I might get a boner now? Has that ever happened?
No. Never.
No? Okay. All right. Good. That's good. See, that's the appropriate answer over here. I couldn't do it. That's why I'm sitting over here doing this. I couldn't do it because I'd be popping boners left and right. How do you stop that?
Man, you got to take care of that. I don't know.
That's probably good to tell the wife, right? You're like, hey, listen, we got to take care of business or I'm going to be popping boners at the gym. Is that what you say?
No, never that. Hell no.
And you can see this is a very serious show over here. What about your son? Does your son have any interest in combat sports?
No, my son, he's actually a soccer player. So we do year-round soccer with him. We did wrestling for about 2 or 3 years, and he just wasn't interested in it. But he played soccer every day at his school, and man, he grew to love it. I signed him up for soccer, and he's never looked back since. He at least scores 1 or 2 goals a game, so he's very serious about it.
So is he following like the whole world? I think it's the World Cup now, right? What's going on? The craziness.
Right. I think he is.
Okay, that's pretty cool. That's got to be so much fun. I just had a daughter, about to have another child, and I'm just like new in the game. I'm fresh with this stuff over here. So could you give me any good dad advice? Your son's 10 years old, so you got to have some good advice.
Man, you got to be stern on them. They got to know that you're the parent and not their friend, and at the same time, you got to do things and do things that they want to do.
Mm-hmm. And has there ever been?
How old are your kids? How old are your kids?
My daughter's not even 2. She's very young. Yeah, she's just a little baby. I'm terrified when she gets older. Man,
I can't even remember my son that long ago. I get punched in the head all the time. That was 9 years ago.
That's crazy. And you said you were 20, right? You were 20 years old?
Yep.
Wow. So what happened? You popped out the kid, right? And were your parents like, what the fuck's wrong with you? Or are they like welcoming the child in?
It was a bunch of mixed emotions, really. I know one thing, I wasn't ready.
Yeah.
I wasn't ready at the time, but it made me ready.
It's a reality check, right?
Oh, it's a reality check. Like, it forces you to it's not just you anymore. You have to take care of this person that you brought into this world, and I took it seriously.
It's great though. You're a young guy, so your kid gets older. I mean, you guys gonna be buds. Like that's pretty cool. Like having a kid young. I kind of regret not having kids a little earlier.
I know that's right.
Go
to the golf course. Let him drive the golf cart.
There you go. So are you a big drinker? Do you like alcohol? Do you like marijuana? What do you partake in outside of combat sports?
I don't smoke weed, but I drink alcohol every now and then.
Okay, what's your choice of poison? Like what do you like to go to?
I just like red wine, man, Merlot. My wife's a wine drinker, and I didn't drink much, but at the same time, man, my body's just so freaking sore all the time, and she's like, "Here, just take this glass of wine," and it's really an acquired taste, you know, and I like it now.
I like wine. I do like wine as well. You know, it gets me goofy though. Like I get like if there's something about it, I'll get tired and goofy at the same. Do you get goofy?
Yeah, I get pretty goofy. But I mean, anything you do in moderation's all right. You know, 2 glasses of wine isn't gonna kill me.
Yeah. What would you say is your vice? Like, what's one thing you're like, damn, I wish I didn't do that?
One thing I didn't do.
Yeah, like something like a bad habit or something, maybe something you say, or I don't know. It could be anything.
Man, tobacco. Tobacco. I like to dip, and I dipped for a while from like 2014 all the way to like 2020, and I wish I never touched it. It was just addicting to me, you know, and I loved it.
Yeah, so who says that you keep it in the lip, you spitting every 5 seconds?
Yeah, exactly. But that's one thing like I do regret.
So, but you're a real man. Like, I mean, I feel like people that walk around with their lip bulged out like that, that's a real man. Like, I could never do that. Like, I'd be so afraid my teeth are going to fall out of my head or any of that stuff. Have you had anything happen, like, from all those years of doing that, or you got out of it?
No, man, just brush your teeth.
Yeah.
Brush your teeth, bro. Go to the dentist.
There you go. Right. There you go. What kind
just
of...
make a lot of money so you can get fake teeth. That's my goal. I haven't hit it yet.
So is that... Oh, that's the plan? You're going to get fake... You're going to get, like, Conor McGregor? You get a whole new grill?
Oh, absolutely.
What's your thoughts on Conor? With the whole leaving the UFC, bulking up, and now wanting to come back in? What do you think about that?
Man, I think it's wild, but he definitely doesn't need to just take 2 tests and come back in. He needs to do the whole 6 months because I think he's 100%, you know, taking supplements.
It's not even a question now, right? I mean, you can't say he's not on something.
No, he basically admitted it. You know, he's cleared for testing in February. So when he tweeted that.
So, like TJ Dillashaw, do you think he's actually really retired, or do you think he's like, I'm gonna have a surgery and maybe, I don't know, a couple of needles?
Yeah, man, I think he's retired this time. You know, his shoulder's been so messed up, his knees. You know, he was out for over a year just for that knee injury, and man, his body's breaking down on him. He needs to just hopefully he invested well throughout his career.
And tell me about Jason Ferguson. I love that guy. That guy is so fucking cool. How'd you link up with Jason?
Man, I met Jason online through an old friend of mine, and man, he's just been good ever since. You know, he's actually the one that was communicating back in 2020 before I got in the UFC. He was talking to Sean Shelby back and forth about me, and you know, we were getting replies from Sean Shelby telling me what he wanted me to do and wanted me to take tougher fights. And so, you know, within that 1 year, I had 4 fights after he told me that. And wow. It didn't matter who I fought. You know, I wanted the best in front of me. And, yeah, I knew that was my route to getting in the UFC. And I listened to Jason. You know, he's a good mentor, a good guy, and, you know, he's one of the best lawyers in Columbus, Georgia. So, yeah, man, he's good relationship with Jason. I actually talk to him every other day.
So cool. Yeah, such a nice guy, man. I feel bad bothering him if I have legal advice or anything like that, but he always answers, and he's such a nice dude.
Yeah, for sure.
And we met him through Felony Charles Bennett. You familiar with Felony?
Yeah.
Have you met him?
Felony's a wild man. He actually came to my fight when I fought Dre Miley in Tennessee. I was training with Felony, and he was helping me get ready for a fight, and he showed up that night. We had a few drinks and had a good time.
He is so freaking funny, man. I absolutely love that guy. Like, Felony is just so funny. And the shtick and the gimmick and the craziness. I mean, how could you not root for that guy, right?
I know, man. Good guy. Hey, Grizzly, Wintergreen. I just saw that question. Grizzly.
Well, you know what? It's funny you say that. I want to segue to the chat. You want to answer a couple of questions here from the chat?
Let's do it.
Okay, beware. They're worse than me. Okay, if you have questions for our... I don't know what they're going to say, but it's probably going to have to do with penises and God knows. All right, let's see what we got here. All right, hold on. Isn't it hard for Daniel to ways to talk about? All right. Yeah, a lot of people are talking about Ariel Helwani, and we're going to actually really dive into that after the interview, so we'll play that. But is there anything about Paddy Pimblett, what he said, is there anything that you agree with or disagree with?
Man, I think they both have a point, Ariel Helwani is not just a journalist anymore. He makes thousands of dollars off of his interviews, and at the same time, like you said, we don't charge for interviews, and that's a way to get your brand out there, your name out there. So I can see kind of both ways, There
you go. Okay, so what is your favorite?
Well, what do you think? What do you think about that situation?
Well, I met Ariel, and he's kind of two-faced. Like he said, he told me, we had, I'm gonna make this a long story short. When we started, we trolled a lot. We went out there. I lived in New York, so we would go to events, and I'd run into these guys. I had Vox Media send out emails to all the media members saying, don't associate with the MMA-Holes. Then I ran into Ariel, and Ariel tells me, hey, man, love what you're doing. Keep up the good work. Right? So I was like, wow, he's a good guy. He's pretty cool. We took a picture. It was really nice. I was like, man, you know what? I'm going to stop trolling this guy. This guy's actually, he's legit. He's a solid dude. And then 4 years later, he does a podcast and starts talking shit about me. And I'm like, bro, what happened? I didn't do anything. I stopped. I just felt like I had a weird feeling with the guy. So I think he's a little phony, to be honest.
There you go.
That's my situation with him. But listen, you can't discredit what he's done, right? I mean, he's made it to the top. So good on him for that. But do you think the boss goes a little hard on Ariel? I mean, Dana really hates him. Dana can't stand him.
Man, actually, I don't know the backstory to that. I do a little bit. He says he's biased and a few other things that I can't even remember. But I don't know the backstory, so that's something I'm gonna have to do some research on.
Yeah, I wish Dana would just. He says he has all these stories. I wish he would just tell them all. Why beat around the bush? Just tell the stories.
Yeah, I don't know though.
Okay, a lot of Paddy Pimblett stuff over here. Do you think he's gonna Paddy Pimplehead is going to be a hateful cunt just like McGregor? Do you think that's the case?
He may be, he may not, but I'll tell you this: he's gonna be a rich hateful cunt if he is. So.
What are your thoughts on that? You brought up Sean O'Malley before. Do you think you might go into a gimmick type thing, or are you just gonna be yourself?
Man, I'm just myself, really. That's how I've always been, and I don't really need to do all that. The only thing I need to do is win fights.
There you go. Let's see. Would you fight Salvador if he wins Saturday, Cody? Salvador who?
I don't even know who that is.
Who the fuck is Salvador? Is there a Salvador on the card? I don't even know. Are you going to be watching the fights this Saturday?
I am, yeah.
Okay, and who are you pulling for in the main event?
The main event...
Blachowicz versus Ankalaev, the big, scary guy. Actually, I think he's an Ali guy, too.
So, Blachowicz is the older gentleman, right?
Yeah, Blachowicz has been a champ before, Polish Power. Glover Teixeira actually beat him and took his belt. And then Ankalaev is the guy that trains with Strickland over there. I think Extreme Couture. Big, scary guy. Looks... I would never want to mess with that dude.
Right. I haven't even seen their fights, bro.
I like that.
Even know.
I like that. That's actually pretty cool, man. That's refreshing because a lot of guys are tainted by watching all these crazy UFC. You're like, who cares?
Yeah, I don't even fucking know who the fuck they are. So it doesn't even matter to me. But I'll look.
All right, so fuck it. So what about flyweight? Who are you gunning for, man? I know that you said the UFC hasn't thrown anything your way. Have you been calling anyone out?
No, I mean, so I thought a good opponent for me would be O'Day, but he got booked, and I really wanted to get the Clayton Rodriguez fight because he pulled out on me 6 days before the fight, and then I ended up fighting Carlos Mata. And so I was real pissed off about that. But I mean, I destroyed Carlos. You know, the judges gave him 2 rounds, but I don't even think he won a round in my opinion. But yeah, man, whoever they give me next, I'm cool with, you know. But as far as it goes, man, if we could ever fight Jeffrey Molina, let's do it.
I would love to see that. That'd be great. By the way, Jeffrey Molina has been ducking the MMA-Holes, so I'm Team Cody Durden for the win, baby. Let's go. Riding with you, baby. We have people on. We become completely biased.
Dude, he's a great opponent for me, great fighter, and he's got some hype. But man, I just think I'm better.
Do you feel like people are afraid? Like, it's weird to say afraid. Do you think people are kind of pushing you aside because of the consequence? Like, you're a dangerous guy. So do you feel like people are dismissing you because they don't want that smoke?
Definitely after the last fight. You know, maybe not the knockout, but now, you know, all the guys that were, you know, wanted to fight, they haven't said anything. Mm-hmm. So O'Day was the only one that said something, but you know, I'm ready for a top 15 guy.
There you go.
That's the goal, realistically.
I feel it's well deserved over here. And after you're on this show, forget about him. You'd be fighting top 5 soon. You know, it's catapulting.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, just go with it, right?
Yeah.
Is this the weirdest interview you've ever had?
Dude, the introduction was crazy, bro. Like, I was like, what is this? But man, I like it. It's unique, and that's what it takes in this in your business.
Absolutely. Listen, we just have fun here. I love talking to you guys. Our bread and butter is just watching the fights. People just like to tune in. We grow our community because we like to watch the fights and talk about them and this and that. I'm a big fan of what all you guys do out there. So nothing but respect, Cody.
For sure. Hey, who you got this weekend? Bryce Mitchell or Il Taporia?
Oh my God, that's so hard. That is so hard. Like,
that's the one you should have asked me about.
Yeah, all right, tell me your opinion.
One.
You're the professional here. I'm still on the fence. I got to wait for the weigh-ins.
Yeah, for sure. Man, I don't bet on fights, but you know, Bryce has surprised me numerous of times, and I'd have to go with him. And I'm telling you, Barboza's a killer, dude. I watch this guy. I've trained next to him. I mean, he's a good fighter. And Bryce just outschooled him.
I mean, Bryce is the real deal. He even got the UFC to put those camo shorts on him. Do you think they're going to make some special shorts for you?
I don't know. Hey, I got to win fights. Like I said, you know, 2-fight win streak ain't shit. 6-fight win streak, we're talking.
There you go. What would you choose? If the UFC would say, hey, Cody, listen, we want to put something on your shorts special, what would it be? What would you say you want on your shorts?
Man, I just want the blue shorts. Those are the ones I want, the blue shorts. So I had them my last fight. I really like them. Nothing special, you know. I'm a simple man.
Would you ever do a crazy walkout in the future? Like you see Israel Adesanya doing some choreographed dance. You see Alex Pereira doing the crossbow and this and that. Would there be something with you that you would like to do to dazzle the fans?
There could be, but man, I can't dance. So it's not going to be that. You know, we're going to have to practice at it if I'm going to do that.
So speaking of dancing, do you and the wife go out dancing together? What do you guys do on your off time? Do you have dinner dates?
We just go to dinner.
Yeah.
You know, go to the movies when she can get me to sit still long enough. So.
Well, that's why I want to say dancing. Maybe you should start dancing with her or something like that. Dancing's such a weird thing, right?
Yeah. For me it is because, I mean, the choreograph to it and stuff. I don't know, man. I just can't dance.
Yeah, some of us I'm with you. I can't.
Hey, hold on. I can dance. You give me about 8 drinks.
There you go. A fun fact: when Jordan Levitt came on, we twerked together. Have you ever tried to twerk?
No, I'm not trying it neither.
I won't ask you. Don't worry. We don't need to see that.
Dude, I got to see that one, though.
Yeah, me and Jordan Levitt twerked together. That was great. What do you think about Jordan? He's a funny guy, right?
Man, about as good as they come.
Yeah. He's got some great grappling, right? I mean, I thought he could beat Paddy. I really do.
I did too.
So what do you think about Pimblett? Is he the real deal?
Man, I think so. I mean, I don't know about championship material, but you know, he could break the top 15 for sure. You know, at being number 14 or 15.
So let me pick your. What about Islam Makhachev? I mean, this guy looks so freaking like ridiculously good. I picked him against Oliveira. I don't know. People were going Charles, but I think Islam is just, he's so far ahead of the game right now.
Man, I think that journey, you know, for him getting the belt was setting the stars. Once Khabib's father laid that path, you know, if you kept up with it, I mean, these guys have been training since they were so small, and you know, in my opinion, training the best art, wrestling, the control, and they're as good as it gets. You know, that's how I'm trying to be, like Islam. You know, once he gets a hold of you, you're not going anywhere.
It seemed like guys like Aljamain Sterling, same path. Once he started channeling that wrestling that he's got, I mean, you just can't. It's literally, like you said, the path to gold. Like, that is the Khabib showed everyone. That is how you do it. So you're saying that's what you're going to go for, right? You're going to be grappling the hell until you get that belt around your waist?
I mean, different fights, different styles. You know, you got to do different things. But yeah, man, I mean, they're definitely a level above me right now, and that's the level I'm trying to get at. That's the growth I was talking about.
So if I were to ask you the end of 2023, where do you see yourself? Cody Durden, where are you standing?
Man, if the stars align, in title contentions. But if not, you know, top 15 at least. That's the goal.
There you go. Hey man, Cody, listen, I know you gotta get moving, man. I've kept you here long enough. I really like talking to you.
Hey, I like talking to you too, man. And let me know when you want me on again. I'll come. No problem.
Also, hey, maybe we'll break down some fights, or who knows? We'll have a little fun, right?
Let's do it.
I appreciate it. Hey, Cody, thank you so much for coming on. And if you want to shout anything out, now's the time to do so. Damn, look at that fucking bicep.
Yeah, shout out to my sponsors, Barber Orthopedics, Fathletic Apparel, my buddy Dr. Stephen Felton, and my beautiful wife. She takes care of the house. She takes care of the home and me. Let's do it.
All right, Cody, thanks again. Have a great night, okay?
Thank you, man.
Cody Durden live on the show. Let's go, baby. What do you say in the chat? Ladies and gentlemen, that was our first Ali Abdelaziz guy on the show. Maybe we broke the seal. Maybe we broke the seal. Maybe we've done something. I know. What a cool dude. What a cool dude. We hit him right off the bat with the hard-hitting questions about sending him back to China. And Cody answered it like a fucking stud. I got to say, I'm a fan. There hasn't been a guy that we've had on lately that I just like, I don't know about that guy. Cody's awesome, man. Yeah, very humble. I can't break you. Thank you, guys. Yeah, awesome guest. Awesome, super awesome guest. Like, I was a little worried. Because I was like, I don't know, man. Maybe he's just kind of going the PC route. But he just, I mean, like I said before in the interview, when he got on my radar was when he had this win right over here. I'll show you. The send him back to China win. Okay? That was in 2021. I could never say this guy's name, but this guy's a fucking beast. 24-9-0. Ari Keelang. I'm definitely saying it wrong. But yeah, he gets on the mic. He's all fired up, and he says, yeah, send him back to China. DC was laughing his ass off. And I was like, oh my God, this guy's nuts, right? This guy's great. And then afterwards, on social media, everyone started digging up like old posts and stuff like that and just trying like witch hunt the dude. And, it's kind of fucked up how the internet is. It really is. It's so messed up because everyone just jumps to a conclusion before getting to know a guy. We just had him on for an hour. Sweetest dude. Like, nicest guy. He doesn't have to do an interview with us. He doesn't have to be nice. He doesn't have to answer all the crazy questions I threw his way. Like how big, whose cock was? Makayev? He said Makayev has a big cock. Muhammad Makayev has a huge cock, according to Cody Durden. He doesn't have to answer those questions, but he did. And like I said before, he will go down in history. Cody Durden, the first person to come on the show as we're streaming in 4K. 4K. Guys, adjust your TV settings to the 4K because we are live here on 4K. Not many shows do it that way. But here, we are dazzling your eyeballs and you're seeing my ugly mug even clearer. So there you go for that. Now, if you're just jumping into the program, feel free to run it back with Cody. I thought it was a fun interview. Check it out for yourself. promise you we didn't ask questions that were the typical run-of-the-mill questions. I saw MMA Locker Room in the chat. I hope we did him justice because he talks about that, right? People go out there and they fucking ask dopey questions. But we ask the real dopey questions. We do. Anyway, so if you're jumping in now, we're going to take a quick break. But when we come back, we're going to play the clips of Paddy Pimblett versus Ariel Helwani. We're going to go there. We're going to see if you're Team Helwani or Team Pimblett. I've caught some backlash from the things I've been saying. I'm open about the team I'm on. So I want to get your opinion on this. So we'll be right back after this quick break. I want to thank everyone for stopping by. If you have not distributed your like, I don't know what you're waiting for. What? Hold on a second. Let me fix this. We don't have 3,000 likes. That's another stream. That's another stream we did. Hold on a second here. Let me fix it. Oh, hold on.
Wonderful, wonderful.
SNOCI coming in.
Riddle me this. How does someone suppose Clapback shows the receipts but doesn't post any examples and talks over an hour about him? Also congrats on battling one of his simps. Guess need to dono, cause I got rants for days about Ariel.
Oh my God. Thank you, SNOCI. Yeah, listen. Like I said before, as I just fixed a couple of graphics over here. Like I said before, let me make this very clear. SNOCI. Yeah, listen. All right, shut up, Chris. I have respect for Ariel for what he has accomplished. There's no doubt in my mind. And even to this day, if I want to confirm a story and say, okay, is this true or not? I go to Ariel's social media. I do. Like, I'll check out his social media. And even if he doesn't break the story, he does enough fact checking to let you know if it's real or fake. So I do appreciate what Ariel does there. Now, with that being said, he is, from my minimum experience with the guy, he's a phony. I'm telling you, like, I have a legit story where it's just like he said one thing to my face and another thing on a podcast that no one was watching. He probably thought I wasn't watching it, and I saw it. So just because you do a little 15-year-old podcast and you think no one's watching, well, you know, that's not necessarily the case. And also, I listen, I'm not a Brendan Schaub guy, right? I respect his hustle. You know, the guy is doing fantastic things, right? If you think about it, he's got his whole Thick Boy Studios, he's got his merch, he's got his shows, he's got other podcasts under his network, so he's doing just fine. He's got his stand-up comedy. If you like it, fine, whatever. Not my cup of tea, but if it's your thing, fine. They had that beef where it was Brendan Schaub versus Ariel Helwani. They went back and forth. Helwani went on his multiple tantrums and rants and this and that. They said it's done with. And then he proceeds to go on multiple podcasts and just keep on taking shots at Schaub. Why? Because he's an easy target. And honestly, if you're just going to keep on fucking going after the easy target after you said it's done, like, what are we doing? How is that a fucking good human being? Like, I understand Schaub is a fucking doofus. Let me shit on this guy over and over and over again for no reason. You're the one bringing it up. Like, it's just petty. It's silly. It's goofy. So when Paddy Pimblett actually speaks his mind about something, whether you think he's right or wrong, Ariel goes on this long victim rant. Dude, suck it up. Take it on the chin. Say your piece. Move on. This is going to go on forever. This is going to go on. This is like going to be something that's just going to be thrown at us over and over and over again, I'm sure. So we're going to play, if you didn't hear it and you're not aware of what I'm talking about, I'm just trying to fix some things as I'm babbling. Here we go. Let's put this in the box. There we go. Hit that like 85. What the hell? I should have left the likes off. Hit the fucking like button. What are we doing here? 85, $1.60 watching. What do you guys? Would you fall asleep at the like? Hit the like button. We're about to play the Paddy Pimblett thing. All right, I'm going to take a quick break, and we're going to get my full thoughts on this. So stand by. Thank you for stopping by, and thank you, Cody, for coming on the show. Let's do this quick break, and we'll be right back. 80 likes. What the fuck is that? What the hell's going on here? How dare you, 80 likes? Oh, my God, you fucking assholes. Fucking
cause I'm a CBDX.com boy. We sell legal, Delta ATHC weed. It will get you very stoned. We sell gummies, yeah. Buzz-based oil and etc. And they post on Twitter. Oh yeah, hey, on CBDX.com. You better get with them. You're gonna get real high. You're gonna get that tree. You're gonna get real down loud from the island boys. You're gonna get all down. And so from the ground, you be smoking bud, you be smoking trees. We a different breed. You smoking green and pearl, and then you create a hurt, yeah. You better get with CBDX.com, cause we some CBDX.com boy. You better tap in on the website, Island Boys, right now.
When it comes to underwear, there's nothing more important than comfort. Why empty your pockets for generic underwear that loses comfort, quality, and style when you can slip into a pair of Sheath and get even more out of your daily wear? With Sheath underwear, you can treat your jewels like royalty as they are given their own private sanctum, keeping them secure and you in a state of bliss. Get 20% off Sheath now using promo code MMA-Holes. That's MMA-HOLES with the link in the description below.
And for the ladies?
Absolutely! Sheath isn't just for men. Ladies can now experience Sheath's style, comfort, and functionality too. Sheath for women is crafted using a signature modal elastane fabric blend for form-fitting breathability that will not affect the natural pH environment or the microclimate of the skin while producing that long-lasting, unimpeded comfort. Use promo code MMA-Holes, MMA-HOLES for 20% off at sheathunderwear.com.
Okay, thank you, sponsors. Thank you. Don't keep me waiting. Let me pause that. Don't keep me waiting. Okay, if you're just jumping in, you missed Cody Durden, but it's okay. There's always that rewind button, so rewind it. Let me know in the comment section down below. But the big story over here, Ariel Helwani versus Paddy Pimblett. We're going to talk about that right now. So get your popcorn ready. I got to be honest with you. So I could only imagine what Ariel thought when he woke up today and this story popped. I can only imagine what was on his mind. He must have been crushed. Now, apparently, what Paddy said here, I'm sorry, I'm putting 4K over here. Let me see. Make sure 4K. Wait. Okay, here we go. 4K. 1440p. Oh my God, it's obnoxiously clear. Damn, we pumping out the quality over here. We pumping out. You could see the sweat on my fucking head. All right. So anyway, yeah, I can imagine that Paddy Pimblett was like, all right, what are we doing? I mean, Ariel's like, what are we doing here? Now I got Dana White and Paddy Pimblett shitting on me. So if you didn't, one's in the chat if you did hear what Paddy said. I want to know how many people in our live chat actually heard what Paddy said. Let's see. So far, the poll has 65. What the? Hold on a second. This is not my chat. This is not my chat. When I was testing the stream, I had an old chat on here. Let me get you guys up. Ba-bing, ba-boom, ba-bum. I'm going to move the likes. There we go. Okay. Still hit the like button, friends, if you haven't hit the like button yet. All right, let's see who heard the actual stuff here. Let's see. SANOCI, Gozerian did not hear it. Dustin heard it. Let's see. Duke watched it. Let's see. If Ariel had just told the manager, hey, we didn't pay for interviews and moved on, none of this would have happened. So, okay, let's talk about this before we get into it. So, yeah, it did kind of start from Paddy reaching out to Ariel and saying, hey, I'm going to be in New York sometime. And because Ariel explained this. So this is Ariel's side. He read text and stuff. And basically, when Paddy went into New York, he was doing old Barstool Sports, being dragged around, doing paid appearances. And then when Ariel actually wanted to cash in on the interview, Paddy was busy. So then Paddy's manager decided to say, hey, man, you thinking about paying? This is for BT Sports. You know, he's being dragged around for paid appearances. If you're thinking about paying, then Ariel will be on the show. I mean, Paddy will be on the show. So that got a little weird, I guess, because Ariel's never paid anyone to come on the show. We have never paid anyone to come on this show. Most interview shows are like that, unless you're working for a big, like, massive network or something. You know, then they'll throw you a bone for coming on the show. Or if you're Felony Charles Bennett, you charge small podcasters to come on, and more power to them for doing that. If you're a fighter and you choose to have shows pay you to come on, if you're big enough for that, then more power to you. I have no problem with that. You know, if fighters want to get paid to do interviews, that's fine. I'm like, listen, there's plenty of fighters out there that are willing to just do it for quote unquote exposure. Apparently exposure is a bad word, according to Ariel Helwani. That's what he says. Fighter, I would never say have a fighter on my show for exposure. Well, I'm going to say it. When we have fighters on our show, it's just a little extra exposure. Like, it's not a fucking horrible thing. Come on my show for a little extra exposure. If you don't want to come on show, it's fine. It is what it is. Anyway, so they had this little back and forth, and it got a little heated, apparently. Like, it got a little nasty back and forth between the manager and Ariel, then Ariel and Paddy. So Paddy decided to he's cutting weight, he's grumpy, he's hanging out with the boss, he knows the boss hates Ariel, he's upset about Ariel, let's just let it out for clicks. Because honestly, it probably is for clicks. And let's earn some brownie points, brown nosing points with my boss. Chase Hooper put something out there. Now Paddy Pimblett's #1 pound for pound on the ranking, whatever. Good joke by Chase. I like that. But here, let's play the clip here. Okay, it's 2 clips.
I hate all these journalists, especially the ones what earn off us. Know what I mean? Like Ariel Helwani in particular. Like, he loves earning money off fighters.
All right, so Ariel Helwani loves basically making money off of fighters, right? And Ariel took offense to this. So let me ask you in the chat. We're going to break this thing down. So if you're not interested into this drama, then, I don't know, leave and then come back when we talk about UFC 282. But we're going to talk about this. Does Ariel Helwani, I'm going to ask the chat, does Ariel Helwani make money off of fighters? What do you say? Yes or no? Just a simple yes or no. Does he make money off of fighters? And I'll explain what I think about it. But does Ariel Helwani make money off of fighters? Whoa, hold on. Ariel Helwani. Perfect donation. Helwani in 4K. Ariel Helwani. I was fired. You gotta beat your meat. It's fucking goat donation right there. Thank you.
Song is great. Nose.
Roberto, I hope you're feeling better, bud. Perfectly placed donation. The 725 beat your meat. Let's go. Let's go. Oh, that actually genuinely made me laugh. If you want, super chat. Jason, what up, Jason?
The timing of this is suspicious. Dana used us as a distraction so Ariel would not talk about the gambling controversy today, and it worked.
Interesting. So you're saying that? All right, let me hear this. Hold on, let me dissect this theory again. This is actually fascinating. So Jason Osada, shout out to Jason. Thank you for the 5. Thank you, Hearns. Thank you, SANOCI. Jason says the timing of this is suspicious. Dana, or use this. I think it says Eustace. Use this as a distraction so Ariel would not talk about the gambling controversy today, and it worked. Oh, with James Krause. So you're saying because of all the crap that's going on with Krause, which is a massive blemish on the UFC. You're thinking this is a strategy. It's kind of deep. I don't think that's the case, but is it impossible? I mean, I think anything's possible these days. So I don't know about that, but let me know in the chat. What do you think? Is that a theory that you could run with? Not impossible. We spoke about, if you just jump it in, we spoke about the Krause situation with Cody Durden, and I thought, I mean, Cody was spot on. Cody was saying some, like, we were asking him some shit, and he was just going there. We talked about Sanko and Krause. We talked about gambling. We talked about Ali Abdelaziz, his manager. We talked about everything. His controversy when he was a couple fights into the UFC. So shout out to Cody, man. That guy's a savage. I don't know if I quite can sign off on that theory, but it's not impossible. Not impossible. Here he comes again! Spank away! Spank away! Ariel Helwani! Spank away! Ariel Helwani! Yeah! Ariel Helwani! Oh, God.
Ariel Helwani is Jewish. Just saying.
Thank you, Ninja Choke, for the donation. $7.25. Ninja Choke.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Hearns, you know, I knew that donation was going to pay off at some point. And yes, I am making money off of Ariel Helwani. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. If you want to donate $7.25, the link is in the description. You could have Ariel Helwani beat his meat as we dissect Paddy Pimblett and the nose versus the nose. I got some messages from people. Went back and forth on social media. A lot of people are white knighting Ariel and our team Ariel. That's fine, man. You're allowed to have a team. I have no problem with that. It's just I'm Team Pimblett in this one. And I got to be honest with you, maybe Paddy Pimblett's probably a prick. Who knows? I don't know Pimblett. I've never met him. I met Ariel. I'd never met Pimblett. But, and I've had my issues with Pimblett as well. He agreed to come on the show like before the UFC. He says, yeah, mate, I'm going to come on, this and that. I was like, all right, cool, man. This guy's going to be the future Conor McGregor. Let's have him on. And he just blew us off on Facebook. So he kind of lied to me too. But in this situation, I'm Team Paddy. Team Paddy. All right, let's play a little more of this. You guys are throwing me off, and I love it.
Like, every decent job he's had, he's been sacked from.
Oh, the question I wanted to... he's been sacked from... I'll run it back. But the question I asked the chat was this. I said, do you think Ariel's making money off the fighters? Now, if you could just put the answers in really quick. I saw a whole bunch of different answers. Yes or no. Just give me a quick again in the chat. We got thrown off by Ariel beating off. It's what happens here. But let's see. Yes or no. All right. So Babylonian next. Yes. Next. Damn Savage. Yes. Wow. Okay. Let's see. Two Joints says no. John Guy says yes. Yes all the way. Ooh. Yes is wow. A lot of yeses. Okay. So here's the deal. Ariel took offense to saying that he doesn't make money off the fighters, and he was very, dude. I wanted to jump through the fucking my phone when I was watching this because he's like, I don't take a penny. I don't do this. I don't do this. And maybe Vox is making money. So I guess Ariel answered this question when MMA Fighting decided to go to members only for the Ariel Helwani streams. Ariel is claiming he doesn't make a penny off of the stuff he's doing over there. Like he gets paid to work for MMA Fighting, but when it comes to the YouTube side of things and he does his streams, he doesn't get paid anything from YouTube. So according to Ariel, he's not getting a penny from his members, So you mean to tell me Ariel Helwani is doing a show and you could only type in the chat if you're a member, and that members only money is going straight to Vox Media? Is that what you're saying, Ariel? Because I needed to find that answer out. I don't believe it. But if that is the case, it's even worse. People are watching your show, becoming a member on your show with emojis of Ariel Helwani in the chat, the nose, 10-7, blah, blah, blah. And that's going to Vox? Do you believe that? Either way, it's kind of effed. God. Everyone's saying 10-7 Ariel. Please. Ariel Helwani. Let's dance. Man, I would do it in private. I want to know these answers. I want to know. Because Ariel Helwani took offense to Paddy Pimblett saying that he makes money off the fighters. Ladies and gentlemen, he does make money off the fighters. We do this show. You know how we really make our money off the show? Talking about everybody. It's not fighter interviews. Like Cody coming on the show doesn't do anything for us money-wise. I didn't make a fucking donation during that. And that's how we survive. But my donations go to me. It doesn't go to a Vox or any other fucking company. We're a mom and pop shop business over here. You guys are the people that keep us on air. But if Ariel Helwani doesn't perform and get these fighters on his show, he doesn't have a job. His interviews make him money. If he doesn't interview fighters, he doesn't get paid. So for Ariel Helwani to say that it's not right, he doesn't make money off the fighters, this and that, I don't care who comes on. If you don't care who comes on, don't have fighters on. Let's see how much money you make. His argument was bullshit. And I'm watching this. And people are just gobbling his cock in the chat. It's wild. Wow, 10-7 Helwani because he said 10-7. And then the thing that made me laugh the most, there's a laugh track. I'm going to play Paddy Pimblett's thing. The thing that made me laugh the most is there's this laugh track that plays, and then one of his producers gets on the mic and says, oh, that's a bunch of yes men. Bro, you're a yes man. What are you fucking talking? You're one of his henchmen. You're literally Ariel's yes man. Who are you trying to fucking fool? Bunch of nonsense. Then Ariel Helwani says he doesn't like liars. He doesn't like liars. If he doesn't like liars, then why do you lie about me in our show? We're just a bunch of trolls. You never came to me and said, hey, I love what you're doing. Keep it up. He never said that to me. That's a lie. He did. Ariel doesn't like liars. He lied about us. But, you know, we're small potatoes over here. You know, like we don't have the massive company backing us. So I could lie about them. He's a phony. I'm telling you right now. There are people that we're friendly with. I'm not going to mention any names. There are people that we're friendly with that don't want to burn any bridges, and I get it. But it drives me nuts to suck so much cock that you need to suck this cock and just fondle balls in order to chase your dream. You're selling your fucking soul. People out there, you don't have to suck his dick. You don't have to. You don't have to fucking suck the snots out of his schnoz. You don't. I respect Ariel. I respect the fact that he put himself in a position where he has his success. I respect that he's a family man. I respect all those things. But he's a hypocrite. And I honestly, it's the truth. He's a fucking hypocrite. He's one of the biggest hypocrites out there. He plays victim when it's convenient and then plays Helwani when it's convenient. He's a victim. How are we not noticing this? How are people sucking this guy off? It's wild, man.
Like, he loves earning money off fighters. Yeah. Like, every decent job he's had, he's been sacked from. You know what I mean? Like, and now he's just a biased content creator. Yeah.
Now, he said every job he's been sacked from, I don't know. ESPN, according to Helwani, he left. He didn't like the deal. He left. I don't know if that's true, but he did get sacked from, was it Fox? Was it? Where was it where he got fired? He has been fired for messing up, but not every job. So that might be a little far.
know what I mean?
100%.
And he hates on you, hates on the UFC, even hates on me now.
Yeah.
Okay, and let me just say this. And if you just jump in, this is Paddy Pimblett on his podcast. He has Dana White on. He's talking about Ariel Helwani. After I trolled Helwani in the beginning of the show, you're probably not, a lot of people are probably not familiar with this, but 6 years ago, I trolled. Vox sent out the email, don't associate with the MMA-Holes, blah, blah, blah. Ariel, I see him in the hallway. He says whatever. He says he's a nice guy, blah, blah. After that happened, I pumped the brakes. I didn't fucking go after Vox. I didn't go after Ariel. I just stopped. And when Ariel came up in situations, I had nothing but nice things. In fact, there is a DM after he went on this podcast. I DM'd Ariel, and I said nothing but nice things. I tried to correct where he was wrong in the interview, and I tried to say to him, "Hey man, nothing but love and respect." Even up to that point, I gave him nothing but respect. He didn't answer. Big time guy. All right, fine. You don't want to answer, that's fine. But I got to be honest with you. If you're just going to fucking go on this crusade and this fucking tour of being bullied when it's nonsense, I got to stand up. I got to stand up and say something.
And it proper annoys me because he uses fighters for clicks, uses fighters to make money, and then tries to have the audacity to talk about the UFC and yourself, saying that they don't pay the fighters enough. Get your dough out, Ariel. You know what I mean? Start paying people for these interviews, what you make thousands and thousands and thousands of pounds on. And that, I know that now because I make money off YouTube. So I know how much he earns off YouTube, off all his interviews, what he does. And you're doing it for exposure.
So the problem is, Paddy Pimblett was so heated that he had flaws in the things that he was saying. And so what Ariel did is he listened to this and says, okay, this is not completely accurate. But the underlying problem that Pimblett has, Ariel completely dismisses. He's addressing the inaccuracies of what Paddy Pimblett is saying. That's what a guilty person does. That's what someone that's wrong does. They like, okay, let me find loopholes and expose them. But you're not addressing the elephant in the room. The real reason why Paddy Pimblett's upset with you. Because you're a snake in the grass.
No, you're not. You're doing it to put money in your pocket, Ariel. You little rodent.
He calls him a rodent and a lizard. Might have to steal the lizard thing. Here comes D-Rest.
Come on, get loud, MMA-Holes in the crowd.
Come on.
Come on, get loud, MMA-Holes in the crowd. Got MMA-Holes in the crowd. MMA-Holes in the crowd. MMA-Holes in the crowd.
Okay, what do we got here, D-Rest?
I never knew you talk about fighters. I thought this was a show about current events and conspiracies.
It is. This is current events and conspiracies. Thank you, D-Rest. Appreciate it. How dare you not play the Ariel Helwani donation? Misplay. But thank you so much, man. Appreciate that.
Lads.
Woo! I just sat back and let that go. I didn't want to interrupt.
Dana White just gobbling it up, loving it. Like Paddy Pimblett. Here, watch this. Yeah, you got to be careful here. You got to do this in clips and stuff like that because, you know. Hey, what happened here? Hold on a second. Here we go. All right. Yeah, Dana White's like, yeah, baby.
Woo! I just sat back and let that go. I didn't want to interrupt.
Dana loving it.
He's a massive sack of...
Whoa. Whoa. Tell us how you really feel. A massive sack of... Dana... Now listen, is Dana perfect? No. No. He's a promoter though. Like his job is to make money off the fighters, to build a promotion, which he's done. But there's way worse. If you think of promoters, there's way worse promoters than Dana White. But Dana going hard. And like Cody Durden said, like we need to know what are the other stories that Dana hasn't told. Like, are there other stories? Is he making it up? What else? And why does Dana, like, legit... It can't just be because of... It can't just be because of the interviews. Like I don't... Not the interviews. The leaking the news, you know, with the Brock Lesnar fight. It can't just be that. There's got to be more to it. There's got to be more to it.
Is what he is.
Exactly.
He's the biggest piece of... all time.
That's pretty wild. The biggest piece of shit of all time. You're making a career. think about where Ariel is right now. He's made a career of interviewing fighters that work for an organization where the boss says you're the biggest piece of shit of all time. Like it's impressive. That's pretty, Ariel, I'm jealous. That's pretty impressive. If I was Ariel, I would just lean into it. Just lean into it, bro. Don't play victim anymore. Just fucking lean into it. You're a fucking asshole. I mean, that's some pretty bold fucking words. Like, why would someone just say that for no reason? There's no reason for Dana White, who's got more money than anyone, to just sit there and shit on Ariel for no reason. Very big accomplishment for Ariel Helwani.
And I couldn't have said it better.
He wants it
if Dana was a real piece of shit, he can say to his fighters, do not go on Helwani's show. He could actually tell these fighters, listen, if you go on Helwani's show, forget it. You're not fighting. Like, Dana could actually say that, but he's not. So why keep shitting on the guy?
I was in New York for the MSG card last year. He wanted me to do an interview with him, and I had a paid interview that day, and he wanted me to really let go of that paid interview to do an interview with him,
right, for
BT Sport, what he's getting paid for. And he said, oh no, that's me journalist integrity. You're not a journalist no more.
Far from it.
You're a content creator there.
I mean, you know what? He's not wrong.
Super chat.
Super duper chat, fight sport.
Paddy is just sucking up to Dana, but Ariel is a pro-victim. He cries when things don't go his way. Has done for years. He and Dana are both petty.
Yes, 100%. I don't disagree with that. And here, in the thing that Paddy Pimblett is using this... Here's the thing. Paddy is not happy with Ariel, so he's not stupid. He's got this podcast, which I didn't even fucking... Like, I don't listen to his... I would have never listened to Paddy Pimblett's podcast unless this popped out. So it's a smart move if you want to promote yourself. You want to shit on a guy that you're pissed off at. And, oh, by the way, you want to earn points with your boss. Listen, it's not a dummy move. What Paddy Pimblett's doing here is a strategy. It's a straight-up strategy. He's already upset with Ariel by their texts that have been going back and forth about this. And listen, what Ariel said, Ariel's not wrong. Like, it did seem like Paddy, if Paddy said, hey, man, when I'm in New York, hit me up, I'll hop on the show, and then blows him off, Ariel's completely right in that situation. But it was how it was handled after the fact, where it got blown out of proportion, where they were going back and forth, where it got a little dicey. So Paddy had enough. And Paddy, let's be honest, he's kind of in the driver's seat right now. As long as he keeps winning, he's got that floppy hair and the dopey walkout. I mean, he's the co-main event of this pay-per-view card. He has no business being the co-main event, but he's worked himself in that spot. He's on the verge of being a massive superstar. He's got leverage. He's got pull. He can call the shots. So he kind of has Ariel by the balls.
You're not a journalist. Stop lying. You're very biased in what you do and what you say.
So true.
And he went on his MMA hour and talked about me and my manager. And then I ended up messaging him. They're going to have to bleep this out, but my first line was, you're a cheeky you. Know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he didn't like it. But I was just me being honest. Right. Know what I mean? He was talking about me, saying that I can't believe fighters and managers have got the audacity to ask me for money. Why wouldn't we? You're a content creator. If I'm...
Okay, so there's a part 2 to this. Not much longer. I'm not going to spend the rest of the whole night, but it is a pretty juicy conversation between Dana White and Paddy. And here's Dana's about to chime in. Look at Dana's face. He's like, whoa, you speaking my language, boy. Dana's like, let's go. It's crazy, man. Is Dana White petty? Yes. I mean, for a guy that is worth this much money, who doesn't even have to acknowledge Ariel Helwani, for him to still be upset with Ariel for whatever reason it is pretty petty. For Ariel Helwani to go an hour and 30 minutes on this whole topic because of, what happened, he could have just addressed it and moved on quickly. That's petty as well. For Paddy Pimblett, let's be honest. You know who wins in this? Paddy. Paddy wins. Like, out of all of this, out of the three of them, Paddy wins. Paddy's podcast gets a pop. Actually, Dana wins too, because now all this juice and momentum going into the pay-per-view, people are like, well, who is this guy, Paddy? People that don't know, they're like, oh, I kind of want to see this guy fight. So the UFC wins. I guess Ariel Helwani's views probably bumped up today, maybe. So maybe Ariel wins in it too in the long run. I don't know. Or did Ariel really win? I mean, you know, people are saying 10-7 from the response. I listened to the response, right? Ariel did, like I said, he went to the loopholes at what happened here. And he tried to poke like a fucking lawyer. He tried to go in there and pull like his valuable pieces of information, private DMs and texts, which you know, gets a little weird when you're pulling that stuff out there, but pulls that stuff out in to defend himself. But at the end of the day, Helwani! Beat it up, baby! Ariel Helwani! Come on! You can't stop Ariel! You can't stop him! Gotta be. Yes. Beat it up, baby.
Dana White doesn't like me.
It's Ariel when he saw the views pop
Thank
up.
you for all you and your beautiful Mrs. to Chris. When do we get a Paddy the Baddie Dono, bro?
I tell you what, if he wins this weekend, we might have to start working on that. Thank you, Ninja Choke, for beating the meat again. If anyone would like to beat their meat, 725, hit the Streamlabs. Thank you so much for supporting us. Appreciate that. Okay, let's get back into this.
Wait, who the f are you? Who the f are you? This dude's ego is so massive, and he thinks he's whatever. You know what the great thing is about him? He's completely disappeared. So since ESPN let him go, I don't even see, nothing even pops up. I hear.
All right, Dana, come on. What do you mean he's disappeared? He's everywhere. Ariel said he blocked him, so maybe that's why he disappeared. But that's bullshit. Dana, come on, man. Ariel's everywhere. He's all over. I mean, you're watching Jake Paul fight, there's Ariel. You're watching WWE, there's Ariel. You're listening to, listen, the fighters leap. Man, fighters love the guy. Like, it's kind of crazy. Fighters love Ariel. Like, it's weird. We heard ourselves here talking bad about Ariel because if we wanted guys, up top, champion guys. I mean, listen, chances are they want to run to Ariel's show because Ariel gets all the views, right? So to say, he's irrelevant is kind of, that's a little silly.
Nothing about him. I see nothing about him. I literally don't even know that guy exists unless somebody brings him up to me.
Now, okay, let me just say this. I kind of believe that because if you blocked him, like if I had Ariel blocked on all social media and I wasn't plugged into all the other nonsense around the UFC, or maybe, like, I don't know if Dana White surfs YouTube for, like, interviews, fighter interviews. I don't think he gives a shit about that stuff. So probably Dana doesn't see his stuff, but to say he's irrelevant and not, I mean, come on. Now, is Ariel a journalist? I was saying he was, but I think he is more of a content creator than a journalist these days. But like I said, still, when news breaks, if it's not Ariel breaking it, I still want to double check with Ariel because Ariel can confirm it. So he's still valuable.
So yeah, it's a beautiful thing, and you're exactly right. He's a piece of.
Yeah, he is.
Man, Dana just calling him a piece of dung over and over again. It's weird. I have wondered what is the deal with Ariel? Why is he everywhere? He is. Listen, he's doing great things for himself. He is, but. People are calling him out. I don't even think it's jealous. Like, Paddy Pimblett's not jealous of Ariel. I don't think Dana White's jealous of Ariel. I think they legitimately have a grudge with the guy. Like, they have problems with him. Maybe it's miscommunication, whatever it is. But I get it, man. Is Ariel a bad person? No, I don't think Ariel's a bad person. Is he talented? Yeah. I mean, if you think about it, he's made this whole thing. He's done very impressive things with his career. So yes, he's a talented guy. He's probably a nice guy. Is he a two-faced? Yes, he is. He is. Saying that he doesn't like lies and then he lies, like, it's just, come on, man. Stop it. You're not fucking pure.
He's a maggot.
Yeah.
You're a maggot. A rat, lizard, maggot.
He's a piece of...
Yeah, he is. He's a maggot.
Yeah.
And the worst thing about him is he goes on all his interviews, Dad, he pisses me off, you know. He goes, I haven't got a horse in this race. Yeah, you have. It's called putting money in your pocket.
You're the
what I mean?
horse in this
You're the
fucking
horse
race.
in this
Exactly.
race. And he acts like he's fighters' friends.
Oh, yeah.
Know what I mean? Like, when I messaged him about that time, he was like, Paddy, the other week when your Instagram got disabled, I was the one sharing it for you. I was like, yeah, to suck me ass, so that the next time you ask for an interview, I'd do it for you.
It's true. Like, listen, Ariel's not stupid. He butters these guys up, so when the time is right, he'll slide into the DMs and be like, yo, big win, big loss, want to come on the show? I'm the guy. Of course, it's the game he plays. And Paddy's just kind of calling him out on it. And I don't think it's wrong what Ariel's doing. Like, he's playing the game. It's a sleazy game. Listen, getting fighters on a show is not easy. And for Ariel to get, what, 6, 7, 8 guests a week on his show, it seems like he's the one that's running around pulling these guests. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of dick sucking. And Ariel's playing a game. Now he's getting called out on it. Doing fighter interviews is not easy. It's not easy to prepare. Like, nothing about it's easy, really. Not only is just the interview not easy, but it's not easy getting the guests to come on, you know? They have better things to do. Why do they want to fucking do your show? But, you know, he's playing the game. He butters them up with kosher butter.
Know what I mean? Like, it pisses me off that he pretends to be people's friends when he's not. He's a lizard.
He's one of the...
Lizard is my favorite one. I was in the garage today, and when I heard lizard, I just bursted out laughing, and I'm like, what is a lizard? Maybe a lizard is an insult because it's kind of a slithery thing on the floor. It's a wet, slithery thing. I don't know.
Slimiest.
Slimy? Yeah, maybe that's what it is. Dana White just like, yeah, baby, keep feeding it to me.
Scummiest mother that you will ever come across.
Yeah. I can't wait for this to get clipped out and go onto Instagram.
So here we go. So for those of you that are saying, you know, why is he being so petty? Why is he saying this and that? Here we go. Here it is. Like, look, watch right here.
Scummiest mother that you will ever come across.
Yeah. I can't wait for this to get clipped out and go onto Instagram, you know.
That's it. Yeah, Dana's like, he's rock hard, man. Straight up chub the entire time where Paddy's doing this. This is right in his wheelhouse. Ariel, so Paddy's sucking off Dana. Dana just loving this blowjob. Ariel Helwani's crying in the morning, and then he's like, well, how can I get some views out of this? Everyone's looking for views. I mean, us talking about this, looking for views. That's all it is. It's just a dick-sucking, crying, view-infested situation right now. That's all it is.
Oh, I can't wait.
He's
Swear.
a slimy, scummy little mother.
Little piece of shit.
Yeah, look at this. Like, have you ever seen anything like this? They're just like gazing into. It's almost like they're having foreplay with each other.
Out and go onto Instagram, you know. I can't wait.
He's
Swear.
a slimy, scummy little mother.
Little piece of shit.
Really is.
And everyone's laughing. They got a laugh track. Actually, I guess there's people in there. It's a bunch of yes men in the background, says the person that's the yes man for Ariel Helwani. Jesus, the cringe.
He really is.
I made up. I brought that
This
up.
is the best podcast I've ever been on.
Dana loves it. Ariel gets shit on. Okay, there's more of that. Go check out the rest of Paddy's podcast. I actually listened to majority of it. I don't like all because of this, of course. Not a big podcast listener. There's just too many of them, and we do one, so it's like, and I don't want to get like a biased opinion. Listen to someone else talking about a breakdown of a fighter. I just want to have my own opinion. So, but if something crazy like this happens, I'm like, okay, I gotta listen to this. My mouth did drop though when I first heard this, and I want to know your reaction in the chat. But when you first heard this, and shout out to Damn Savage, he's the one that tagged us on Twitter with this. That's how we saw it at first. But I was just like, oh, and I ran to Jess. I'm like, check this out, and Jess was like, yeah, whatever. Just didn't care. I don't blame her, but it was pretty shocking. All right, chat. What do you got? Paddy's not as good as he thinks he is. I've watched fights for more than 40 years, and I know he's not that good. He will lose soon, says Jonathan. Yeah, listen, he has flaws. He has holes in his game, and the UFC is making him fight guys that he can beat. And I thought Jordan Levitt was a pretty big test for Paddy. So that was pretty good. That win for Paddy, I think, was fairly impressive. But yeah, they're slowly moving him up in they're putting him in big opportunities with beatable opponents. This is a podcast. I thought it was a TV series. This is a show. This is a show. This is not a podcast. All these other things they call podcasts, this is a damn live show. I have a human inside me. Yeah. She don't care. She got a little baby inside of her. Homegrown buds, bro. Paddy is the next Till. Harvey, if that's the old school Harvey, how you doing, bud? It's been a minute. I'll dig the grave a little bit deeper and a little bit wider for Ariel's skinny, fat, long nose. Okay. So I'm looking at the poll. Let's see. Which team are you on? Okay. I had to switch a couple of things up because of the 4K quality coming in. All right. So what team are you on? 63% with Pimblett. And 64% with Pimblett, and 36 for the nose. So pretty lopsided thing over here, and maybe because of the channel that they're consuming the content from. Could be that. Did look like social media exploded and did lean heavily towards Ariel from what I've seen. But like I said, just the little encounter I've had with Ariel from the beginning, I'm going with Team Pimblett on this one. Yes, it's a flawed attack on Ariel, and Ariel exposed those flaw things, but the point of the attack is where Ariel missed. And I think all the people that either don't like Paddy or a team knows no matter what, the 10-7 schmucks on the internet, the dopes that pay for the memberships on his live chat, which is apparently a lot of you. Not you guys, but... those people are going to be, they're literally paying to chat. So, of course, they're going to back Ariel no matter what he says. So, in this situation, I'm Team Pimblett. Ryan Kills, let's see. I hate to share a bag with Ariel. Really? So, social media had Ariel's back? From what I've seen, there's a lot of people that go in Team Ariel. Listen, he's got some push. He's got some push for sure. And Paddy is banned from Twitter, so you don't have that. You ever drink the bidet water? Yes, I drink it every day before the show. I gargle it. By the way, tomorrow I'm getting the 70K tattoo. That's happening. So, unfortunately, because of that tattoo being on the back, I'm going to miss the press conference, which I don't really care. Other than Paddy being on it, so we're going to miss that press conference. Do I have an MMA? Does anyone in the chat have an MMA Hour membership? And I won't shit on you. I won't do it. I won't shit on you for it. I've done enough going on and on. But I'm actually curious. Does anyone in this chat actually have to pay to talk in Ariel's chat? I need to see this. I'm a moderator. You can understand anything Paddy says. You can't understand anything Paddy says. No. Thanks for letting the people speak without having to pay. Yeah, listen, listen, I want to get paid too, of course. We have memberships, but I'm not going to force you. So, it's just crazy. And now that Ariel revealed, and this is from Ariel revealed that he's not making a penny off of any of this. So the memberships that you are paying in Ariel's chat is not even going to Ariel. Like, at least the memberships on this chat is going to us. The memberships in Ariel's chat is going to Vox. That's what he basically said today, unless he wants to clear that up. But he said he doesn't make a penny off of anything on their YouTube channel. So today, exposed Ariel Helwani memberships go to Vox Media. Not only does, 30% go to Google, but the 70 goes to Vox. All right. It's your money, man. Ariel gets paid from PF Chang's. Vox is commie news. Listen, I had my thing with Vox. That was a couple of years back. So, yeah. All right, let's see. I don't watch his show, but he was actually funny on O'Malley's pod. Whose show are we talking about? Oh, so does anyone... Hold on a second. Let's see. I pay emotionally when I'm chatting here. I'd rather get a $5 lap dance from a day shift stripper. I only pay for quality content. I don't watch his show, but he was actually funny on O'Malley's podcast. So I don't think there's anyone in here that pays for a membership in his chat. Not that I see, at least. I couldn't imagine our memberships didn't go. Yeah, could you imagine, like I said, hey guys, become a member of our channel, but it doesn't go to me. You like my content? Like, what the fuck? Like, that's kind of like, that's the beauty of YouTube. Like, it's people like us, you guys out there, whoever makes a YouTube channel, you hit the requirements. When that money comes in, it goes to you as a creator to pump out more content. That's the purpose, right? And now we just found out today, I think it's a huge misplay by Ariel to even say this, that he doesn't get a penny off of it. It's like, what? So what the fuck are you paying for a membership? Oh, so you could chat live? Not because you want to support the actual content creator. It's just like, what the fuck? It doesn't make any sense. I pay for morning comp. Do they have memberships over there? I have completely jumped ship. I haven't listened to like a Luke Thomas thing in about 2 years. Like only like once in a blue moon if there's... Yeah, I can't even remember. All right, so I'm done with this. I've had enough with that. We've spent way too much time on that. Let's move over to UFC 282. Here we go. What's worse, at Morning Combat or MMA Hour? That's actually a really good question. Oh, man. Here's my problem. I'll give you my problems with both, okay? With Morning Combat, it's Luke Thomas doing everything he hated before Morning Combat. It's really weird. This yucky, like, hey, I'm Brian Callen, and I'm Luke Thomas, and it's just like this, it's a forced, humorous buddy cop thing that they got going on over there. It's just forced, and it doesn't feel natural. Like Brian Campbell is like this over-the-top yuck guy, and Luke Thomas is this dry guy, but he gives you a corny humor. It's like, no, man. Like, before that, that's not what was happening. Now, all of a sudden, he's this. Like, it's just this forced, just nauseating duo. And I don't, like, Luke is actually a really nice guy. Like, it's just the actual content itself, just not my cup of tea. You know, people call us a morning zoo over here. You know what we are? We are just a fucking dumpster fire. That's what we are. We're just fucking incredible graphics, and we're not giving money to Showtime. We're not giving money to Vox Media. It's to us. Over here, we got an ESPN Plus affiliate. That's about it. But we don't work for them. It's just not like, hey, that's gone. We have nothing. Like, we work for you guys. But Morning Combat, yeah, it's I don't know. You feel like you need a shower afterwards, and it's just, I don't know. I feel like I get nothing from that. Whereas Ariel, you get information. Like, if a fighter has an impressive win or a loss, you get to get their reaction. It's like, that's the best thing about the MMA Hour. I can't watch a full show. I don't give a fuck about On the Nose or any. I don't care. Like any of that shit. I don't care. Like, what are you asking Ariel Helwani? What is the chat or the Twitter or whatever the fuck? Who cares what Ariel thinks? Like, now all of a sudden he's a personality. Like, come on, man. You're a journalist. At least when we started our show, it's about what I fucking think. It's like, what is going through my mind when I watch a fight? When I do an interview, what kind of nonsense question am I going to ask a fighter? You know? Shit like that. When am I going to give my mystical predictions like Big L wants? When is he getting that fucking juicy prediction that guarantees the money? A lot of value over here. But Ariel's value is the after, the post-fight, what is the fighter going to say? Or maybe in a lead up to a fight, there's a big matchup, a big event. You want to know, okay, where is this fighter's mindset at? Okay. That's the pluses and minuses of Ariel. But who the fuck sits through that for the entirety? Like, who does that? Ariel's the Barbara Walters of MMA. I guess, yeah. Without interviews, what is he?
Wonderful.
Like, seriously, what is Ariel without interviews?
I was wondering why they were doing a presser with all the fighters for UFC 282. Then I realized they needed to get Darren Till and Bryce Mitchell, hence everyone invited on the stage.
Yeah, they
Thoughts?
need the Scousers. They need, I'm going to run it back. We're probably, I don't know. Yeah, I got to get the tattoo. But you know what? Maybe I'll do, I don't know if I'm feeling up to it. Maybe I'll do a gaming stream on the second channel and we'll listen to the press conference together. So subscribe to Not the MMA-Holes for that. My problem with a lot of these guys, they carve a path for themselves and then they divert and then become a content creator. Like, I'd rather guys just jump in as content creators and then build as a content creator rather than be the journalist, now the personality. Like, who gives a fuck? You know, like, we have so many people doing shows and podcasts and all that stuff. You have your content creators, you have your journalists. The hybrid of both is just annoying. The Schmo, Ariel, Luke Thomas. It's like, now I'm this yucky person. No one cares about your fucking personality. No one cares. They just want the fucking news. That's what they want. That's what they signed up for. But, it is what it is. Enough ranted. Stop pushing me because I keep on ranting about this shit. People want to know bets and predictions from the Mystical Moss, and I don't blame them. I'm going to show them something over here on my mybookie.ag. Now, I am not a gambling channel, okay? I don't say, hey, man, join my fucking Patreon so I can give you fucking lock picks and you can win a house. You could pay off your mortgage. You could put your kids through college if you fucking jump into my fucking Patreon. But I'm going to show you this, okay? I started with 1,000 over here. Christopher started with 1,000 over here. Like, you might think, who is Christopher? It's my real name other than Mystic Moss. People think my birth name is Mystic Moss. It's in fact Christopher. This is a pretty impressive stat over here. You may be like, oh, up $178. Big fucking whoop. Like, that's nothing. That's nothing. Well, I'm going to show you this. We have placed $7,227.27 in bets. $7,227.27. Now, in the beginning, that's where Jesse threw some crazy bets together. I threw some ridiculous parlays. We bet on other sports as well. And then I was going down and losing money. And I was like, wait, hold on a second. Hold on just 1 second. Let's stick to the strategy, the plan. Let's bet straight up. Safety nets, the whole deal. And I pulled myself up $1,178, $178.13. $7,000 in bets, and I'm still up $178.13. Now, I can guarantee you, a lot of people betting 7,000 plus will not be up in the long run. I can guarantee that. You might hit on a parlay here and there, but you're losing every other week. Now, I'm not going to win every fucking week. There will be my ups and downs, but I promise you, no matter what, we will stay plus money with my slow and steady and effective betting style. Now I got to get back to this. There we go. I'm telling you, the proof is in the fucking pudding. I just bet straight up. That's what I do. I bet fucking straight up. I pick 3 or 4 fighters on the card. We bet. Sometimes I don't even pick. Sometimes I'm like, you know what? This card is just too risky. I'm gonna take off. So that's how I work with that. Let me look at this card here and try to give you something. Now, I can't give you the lock-in for today. I can't make you place the bet today because, honestly, there's no weigh-ins yet. There's no face-offs or any of that stuff. We just have media and, podcasts and interviews and all of this stuff. So I could look at this card and see if something stands out that I might go in the direction. But I would say hold the line. Wait until Friday. When the Wonderboy fight happened, I saw that and I was like, hey, listen, Wonderboy being plus money, I'm going to make that bet. That's inevitable. I'll still wait, but I'm going to make that bet. It jumped out. On this card, so far, haven't seen the plus money that really stands out. I've heard people say that Alex Morono is someone they're going to bet on over here, being the plus money coming in short notice. I'm not touching it. There's just too many things that can go wrong in this. A short notice fight. Ponzinibbio has been up and down. I think Ponzinibbio should run him over, honestly. I think Ponzi should be a good bet on this thing. He is the favorite. But I'm scared. So I can't touch it. The only plus money that right now I'm locked in, and let's see how much plus we're getting on him, is Action Man. Not much, plus 125. I like Action Man a lot in this fight. A lot. But I'm biased. I'm biased. I'm up over 600 off of $35 through 3 cards. I'm up over 600. Okay, good job, Vash. Very good job. Very good job. Listen, if you're breaking even, okay, or you're up, even or up, let's go. I mean, up, of course. But if you're breaking even, that's a win. That's a dub. If you're a little bit under, that's a dub. You know, if you're gambling a decent amount. So just be smart, man. Just be smart. Don't be reckless with your bets. You know? Does Chris Curtis have like a long ponytail here? What is this? He looks like a Jedi. What's up? What is that? That must be a shadow. It looks like he's got like this braided, like dread down his... What's going on, Action Man? He said he's not going to hit him with a submission. This will be a firefight over here between the two. Maybe Buckley will go shoot for a takedown. I like Action Man. Listen, Action Man is 35 years old and Buckley is only 28. Joaquim's got one of the greatest knockouts of all time, you know, in his resume. They're both coming off a loss. But I just like... I think the experience of Chris in this fight, he's been there, done that. He's got a good team. You saw what DeLeeds did against Hermanson. I feel like Chris should be ready for this thing. I feel like Chris is a dub, a good underdog pick. So if you want to ask me early, I like Chris Curtis as a plus money pick. There are a lot of fights on this card, though, where I got to be honest with you, we might be better off just being fans if you want plus money guys. You're looking at Paddy Pimblett versus Jared Gordon. I mean, who thinks Gordon's going to win this? He's a plus 200. Gordon, yes, 4 out of the last 5 wins. Got a really cool backstory. New York guy, so fun to root for. But I think this is just tailor-made for Pimblett. So I might be putting bets on just a bunch of favorites here and then Chris Curtis as my risky underdog and seeing where it goes. But, I mean, does anyone in the chat, let me ask you guys, does anyone think that Jared Gordon's going to get the dub? You're going to be playing some money. It's plus 200. Jared Gordon, Flash. Let me know in the chat. 3rd round finish for Curtis. Buckley is juicy. Hey, man, if you like to play those props, more power to you. I hope you get the dub, man. I really do. Listen, at the end of the day, I want you all to win. I want everyone in this chat, whether we talk shit to each other or not, I want you guys to win. I do. I really want you guys to win. Jared is not a finisher, and I don't see him finishing Paddy. I don't see it either. I mean, anything could happen, but I don't see it. He's not going to sub him. Okay, Dustin thinks Gordon may do the upset. I just feel, man. Okay, who else? I don't think Paddy is as good as the hype him up. But Vince, the question is, will he win this fight? Paddy wins easily unless Ariel curses Paddy. Yeah, maybe. Concentrating too much on Ariel Helwani. Curtis, Jared Gordon, best chance to fade Paddy thus far, but I'm not. See, I think, honestly, Jordan Levitt was a guy that could have been a problem. I truly do. Like, I think Jordan Levitt is, he made mistakes. If Jordan didn't make mistakes, he could have won that fight. No question about it. Jordan's a better grappler than Jared. And he's an unorthodox, quirky striker. Paddy looked a little frustrated with Jordan. I think Jordan was a way bigger problem than Jared. Maybe Bryson, my biggest bet will be Till. Oh, damn. Okay, hold on a second. Hold on, let's jump over there. I don't want to touch the Till thing. I think he's a fucking head case. Although he looks good. He looks like he's in great shape. His mind seems like it's right. He's a plus 160. But boy, oh boy, Duplessis is a scary dude. Damn, man. Scary dude. This is a great fight. This, to me, I would stay the fuck away from it. I would say, betting-wise, stay away from it. Just enjoy this fight as a fan. If you're going to bet on this fight, you're just going to kind of ruin something fun. You know? I mean, if you have a good tip on Till and you think, a good feeling on Till and you think he's going to get the job done, go for it. Knock yourself out. I would stay away from this fight. I would just watch it. Enjoy it. But let me look at the Bryce Mitchell fight. When Cody asked, what we thought about this, I love when fighters ask me, like when they ask me what I think about it. It makes me feel good. I wish more fighters would do that. You know, ask me, Mr. Couch Potato, armchair quarterback. Like I know what the fuck I'm talking about. I mean, I kind of do if my picks are hidden. But Bryce Mitchell versus Topuria, damn, man. As an underdog, Bryce Mitchell, he's looked so fucking good. I kind of get it. Mitchell's a fucking savage, man. When he brings you down, you can't get fucking back up. He's wild. And he's got that... By the way, I think Bryce might be able to come on the show. Jason, let's see if we can pull this together. I would like to interview Bryce. Bryce is wild. I think his mentality and the simpleness of how he thinks, like, no disrespect. That might sound a little disrespectful, but you know what I'm saying? Like, he has a very simplistic, like, mindset. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like with that kind of mentality and his actual skills in the cage, he's going to be incredibly tough to beat. Topuria is 12-0. You got the knockout decision. This one over here, Damon Jackson. I mean, you've seen how good Damon's tough. Ryan Hall, the wizard, knocked him the fuck out. Couldn't that lobster approach of fighting. And then Jai Hebert got the decision on. He's on a roll. This is another one. You know what? I'll say this. I probably like Bryce Mitchell better than the Darren Till bet if you're betting the under. Shit, man. This is a tough fight. This fight is so rough. So rough. So rough to pick. Great matchup. Not many times you get to see two young bucks with zeros next to their name go at it, like at this high level. It's pretty wild, man. The O must go. Whose O will go? Who do you got, chat? Bryce or Topuria? You know, I don't hate Bryce Mitchell as an underdog in this fight. I don't hate it. Well, let me know in the chat. I'm curious. It's going to take weigh-ins and face-offs. I might throw some. I'm going to say this right now. I might take a gamble on Mitchell. I might do it. I might actually make that bet. I think Helwani had a good response. Kind of shut down all the points. I spoke about it ad nauseum before. If you're just coming in, run it back and you'll hear my thoughts. Paddy claims Ariel makes money off of fighters while sitting in front of Dana White. Paddy claims, yeah, Dana White. I mean, but that's Dana's job. He's a promoter. He doesn't deny it. Dana makes money off of fighters. Like, it's the truth. He's a promoter. Like, if someone said, hey, Dana, you make money off fighters, he's like, yeah, it's my job. It's his job. He's not denying it, right? He's not sitting there and be like, I don't make money off of fighters. That's not me. I'm better than that. Like, if he was running around saying, oh, my God, no, how dare you say I make money off of fighters. He's a promoter. It's his job. For Ariel to say he doesn't make money off of fighters, if you took all the fighters away from Ariel, who the fuck is going to interview? Who? How is he going to make money? How is he going to put food on the table? What is he going to do? Become a showgirl? He's got long legs, maybe. Finding the Ariel Sims. Yeah, people love Ariel. Listen, he created a fan base, you know. Sometimes you become you drink the Kool-Aid. You support your content creator no matter what. Dude, you're salty about your history at Ariel, but here's the thing. Here's the difference. I actually have history with him, right? The difference between me and the people just, here's my opinion. You don't even have fucking history with the guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't even have the experience. Now it's limited. It was years ago. And then, a year ago, it kind of got brought back up. It rubbed me the wrong way. And I found him hypocrite. I mean, But let me know if you have experience with Ariel. Let me know your story. Let me know your experience. What kind of good experience do you have with the guy? What is it? Because he shouted you out on Twitter or something? Is that what it is? So let's defend him no matter what? I would love to know. What's the guy's name here? Bora was taken? Bora was taken? What the fuck kind of... Let me know your experience at Ariel. Tell me. Ariel didn't credit me for a meme on his show. I hate it. How dare he? That bastard. And I would really love to try your famous biscuit and gravy plate. What do you think on Stephen Kozlow fight? All right, let's look through the rest of the card here. So listen, if you are going to place bets, if you're using me for that information, I'm making the picks, the solid locks on Friday's show. And I apologize if you think I'm going to give you locks today. I'm going to give you where I'm leaning. But the locks will be on Friday. All right. Steven Kozlow, is that who you're talking about? I have nothing on this. I got to be honest with you. By the way, how young is this kid? 21 versus 25. My goodness. Both 6-0 fighters, South Africa versus the United States. This kid came in. I vaguely remember this kid, this young kid on the Contender Series. Vaguely. When was this, 3 months ago? Why? Like, he's in my head vaguely. I got to run it back and see that fight again. Shit, man. Babies open up the card. Look at these guys. This guy just coming off of combat night. United States versus South Africa, 25 versus 21. Damn, man. I got no thoughts on this. I'll learn on Saturday. That's your dog? Who you got, Big Al? You got the dog in this one? Let me see. Dude, you're fucking crazy, man. So this kid's a plus 230. He's older. We don't even know what the reach is. 10 Planet Jiu-Jitsu. I mean, he's got a lot of subs. The kid knows how to fucking sub people. The question is, who is he fighting? You know, at least this kid made it to the Contender Series. EFC. He did fight in front of Dana, so he has that advantage, but he is a lot younger. Man, if you're betting on this, fuck, bro. You're hardcore. I'm going to be honest with you. Oh, you went to school with him? With Steven? Okay. That's kind of cool, man. Yeah, I never even seen this guy. Never even heard of him. Send him our way. We'll have him on the show. Win or lose, I'll interview him. I'm not like Ariel. I don't like. Could you believe Ariel Helwani never reached out to Cody Durden? He's 14-4. He's 14-4. How does Ariel Helwani not reach out to Cody Durden? Like, that's just nonsense. But you know what's going to happen? Cody Durden gets a fucking massive win. And everyone's talking about him. All of a sudden, the nose swoops in. Big time. Yeah, both guys, they're kids, so. Yeah, I mean, if you're betting on this shit, now, if you know the guy, I kind of get it, because we've done that too. When we meet the guys off the regional scene, and they hit the UFC, we'll throw some cash. So I kind of get it now. Yeah, I kind of get it now.
Wonderful, wonderful.
The Hearns, baby. Oh, I'm a
It
little
appears
behind.
UFC 282 not selling. Floor seats are $650. I might go.
Wow.
Diaz versus Ferguson was very expensive. I need to get that live experience away this time. Winking face.
I'm sorry, I'm going to catch up on donuts. Hey, if you want to slap a dono in, I will play them all. I promise. I promise you. Sorry for the delay. But yeah, UFC 282. Fucking A, man. Get your ass in there. $600 for floor seats. Well, you know what it is? I would. Here's the deal. I would buy that ticket for Paddy. I would. The place is going to be electric. And if Paddy Pimblett, here's why I say this. I was in the building for the earlier Conor fights, the Seaver fight. Hold on a second. Why is this blowing up right now? Oh, okay. All right. Jessie's talking business outside. All right. God, my head has been everywhere. Jump on the opportunity. If you don't like Ariel, yeah, I was in Boston for Conor versus Seaver. I know it's Seaver, it's a joke, but at the time, it was massive. He hopped. He went face-to-face with Aldo in the stands. It was like an iconic moment. If you can catch a Paddy Pimblett, and Paddy Pimblett catches fire, becomes a champ, double champ, does crazy shit in the UFC, you could always go back and say, hey, man, I was in the building during UFC 282 where Paddy Pimblett did this. Even though he's just fighting Jared Gordon, if you feel that guy's going to be a superstar, get there. Go there. I was in the building when Conor got choked out against, Nate. He was already big. What was the other time? Why can't I fucking... I'm having, brain farts. John Jones fought Chael Sonnen. But no, I would highly recommend, if you can go for cheap, why not? $600 for floor seats is actually Like, I wouldn't pay that myself. But if you got the cash, why not? Why not? All right, let's catch up on these donos. I got a little distracted there. Apologize. Oh, here we go. Ninja choke with another. Come on, baby.
Spank away, spank away.
Ariel. Helwani. You're me. Ariel Helwani.
I was fired. Ariel Helwani.
Yes. Yes. Beat it. Beat it up, baby.
Dana White doesn't like me.
I love it. I love it. Thank
With
you.
all due respect, fuck Ariel, right in his ass. In other news, this is a great card this weekend. My heart is with Jan, but my head is telling me ankle F. Warmer
Okay.
holes.
I hear you. I hear you. My head's going ankle live as well, but I wouldn't mind. Jan is just so adorable and loving and cute, and is like, I don't know, it's weird. I watched a little bit of The Embedded, and he's just like this big, giant goofball. You know, how do you not like Jan Blachowicz? And he's a badass. He is a badass too. I think personally, like, because Ankalaev doesn't speak English, I can't really relate to Ankalaev in any way. At least Blachowicz is a fun dude. And I wouldn't mind seeing Blachowicz versus Glover too, if he wins. I wouldn't mind seeing that. So, yeah, I guess I would kind of lean towards Glover as a fan, but I honestly would be shocked if Jan wins. I don't think Jan's going to win that fight in any way. Thank you so much for the donation. Appreciate that.
Wonderful, wonderful.
The key is you never added any extra money to the original balance.
You never add. What are we talking? D-Russ, I honestly, I have to be honest with you, I have no idea what the hell you're talking about. But thank you, man. You must go into detail. Let me know. Let me know. Thank you, D-Russ. Appreciate it. You guys are awesome with the donations, man. Appreciate it so much.
Wonderful, wonderful.
SANOCI.
Here a great way to measure someone like Ariel. The MMA-Holes do not need guests for success. Ariel kinda doesn't. If Dana White was very petty, he pull a James Krause, as you said. That kill his channel because he has no personality, no substance.
Hey, listen, if you guys are sick of talking about Ariel Helwani, you got to be honest. It's an interesting story. It really is interesting. There's a lot of hypocrisy going on. Very harsh words by Paddy Pimblett coming his way. Then Ariel's response was a stern response with facts. You know, so it's an interesting story. And then you got lumped in the middle of it, Dana White. Dana White can't stand Ariel Helwani, so you got him lumped into this thing. It's a big deal. But it is true. If Dana White wanted to be a real prick, we said this before. If Dana White wanted to be a real prick, he can tell his fighters, do not do Ariel's show anymore. That would be crippling for Helwani. I mean, I don't know what was he going to, on the nose and just answer questions? I mean, I guess people will watch. But is it going to be as big? If he does like a live chat to talk to people, you know? I don't know. He made a name off of interviewing. So, I mean, I would imagine it would be a massive blow. I don't care what he thinks. That's just me. I mean, maybe people do. He means your bankroll in my bookie, I think, Moss. Have you or your sponsors ever added funds? 1,000. Yeah. We started off with 1,000 for my bookie. We started off with 1,000, and we're like, all right, let's see where it goes. So like I said, so that's actually funny. So yeah, we started out with $1,000. We spent $7,000 in gambling. So we put $7,000 in bets. Here, let me show you guys again, if that's what he's talking about. Yeah, I'm completely like, listen, ask whatever the fuck you want. I don't give a shit. I'll tell you the truth. So yeah, we started out with 1,000 from my bookie, right? See, and this was a year ago, 2 years ago, maybe it was. We started. I can't remember how long we've been doing it, but we bet here. Here we go. We bet $7,227.27. Those are the actual bets we placed. And all this time, we're still up $178.13. Now, if I would have stuck with just straight up bets, we would be up way more. But this is dopey parlays and props, which at the time I thought could work. They don't. Like we won on our first parlay. It happened to have Chris Curtis in it, and we thought we were invincible, and we made the dumbest bets ever. And we had to do. I even gambled on blackjack and lost, and I stopped doing any of that stuff. I stopped doing any of that stuff, and I said all I'm going to do is bet straight up on fighters. $7,227. We're up $178.13. If you think about that, the amount of action that we played and we're still up overall, that is fucking insane. Not many people could say that, unless maybe you won massively. You know? So yeah, we started with 1,000. We're only up $178. But if you look at how much money we bet, that's pretty good. It's pretty good. You know? If that's what's happening there. All right. Thank you guys for the donations, and appreciate you guys stopping by. If you have not dropped a like over here, you could do so right now. 122 likes. Smash it up some more. I'm having a really good time with you guys. Let's just go through the rest of this card over here. We have a show on Friday, the Fuke-Off of the Friday. We got some big shows coming up. The belt is on the line. Wait, hold on a second. Jessie's got something to say. All right, so bees nest. We got some big things on the horizon. I won 4,000 on a Canelo when he fought big Billy Joe. Billy Joe. Oh, Billy Joel, the singer. Yeah. See, people are just banking on that big win, right? People are like just doing props and parlays, hoping they get that fucking big lump of money. Listen, if you're chasing that, sometimes you hit. But if you're lucky, most people aren't lucky. We're trying to make people money, not say, "Hey, let's take a chance." No one has, listen, unless you're James Krause, you have the inside hook, no one is going to give you the guaranteed locks on a regular. They'll give you it once in a blue moon, and you might get lucky, but they're just fucking guessing. How you doing, Bombastic? How you doing, bud? They're just guessing, you know? That's just a fucking guessing game. It's a matter of being consistent for the long haul. So we spoke about Bryce and Taporia. Fantastic fight. Rosenstrike versus Daukaus. Anyone thinking about the plus money on this? I was actually thinking, because I have to be honest with you, I think Rosenstrike is massively overrated. I really do. He lost to Volkov. He lost to Blades. He looked like shit against Volkov. Augusto Sakai beat. Lost to Cyril Gane. Listen, lost to Cyril, lost to Curtis. That's a pretty good loss. I mean, that's not bad. And then beat Junior Dos Santos 2 years, 3 months ago. Probably one of his most notable wins. Kyle Daukaus lost to Blades, lost to Derek Lewis. So think about it. You know, I mean, two solid guys, too. Top guys, one with the most knockouts in heavyweight history. And Curtis Blades is just an animal. Could be a champion soon. Beat Shamil, beat Olenek, and Rodrigo Nascimento. And if you look at it, it's all knockouts here. I think this is a fair fight, competitive fight. I think that Chris Daukaus, yes, his brother hasn't looked very good. He hasn't looked very good as of late. But I think Rosenstrike is massively overrated. I do want to see these guys stare at each other. I want to see what it looks like after the weigh-ins. And I got to be honest with you, I may actually put a bet on this fight. The only thing that's keeping me away from it is it's heavyweight, and the power can swing in either direction so drastically. I feel if you're going to bet on heavyweight, I made this mistake with Tai. You know, I made this mistake with Tai Tuivasa. All it takes is one punch in heavyweight. And I'm talking about, like, these guys are hitting like trucks. If you have any doubt, probably shouldn't make the bet. You probably shouldn't. So, I can't really give you anything on this. I can't. But let me know in the chat. Are you pulling in a certain way? Rosenstrike versus Daukaus? Who knows? After the weigh-ins, I might look at something and be like, okay, I feel it. Let me know what you got. It's so weird, man. This 4K streaming. What do you guys think? Who's actually... One's in the chat if you're actually watching this in 4K. Wait till Friday. Don't know yet. Yeah, I mean, I would say it would be a good move to wait. Maybe the line gets closer. I don't know. And you go Rosenstrike. Rosenstrike round 1. I feel like when it comes to an actual technical striker, Rosenstrike is better. Daukaus might be a little more well-rounded. At least one of the Daukaus bros has to get a win this year, right? Yeah, it's been a bad year. 250 pounds of fat. Mitchell Rosa, Shabazian, and Rosenstrike parlay. Mitchell Rosa, oh my God. Thank God your name is Good Luck. You're going to need it. Mitchell Rosa, Shabazian, Rosenstrike. Let's check it out. So he's got Rosenstrike. Bryce Mitchell. Shabazian. My God. What did you say? Rosa? And Raul Rosa. Oh, yeah, you know what? Why are we not talking about Rosa? Rosa, dude, this guy had me cracking up on... Did you guys see this? Hold on a second. Let's go to my stories real quick. I know we're going a little overtime today. You guys were generous with the donos, so I'm giving a little extra time here. Thank you so much for supporting the program. Appreciate it. Did you see this? This kid is freaking hilarious. Hold on a second. So funny.
Today, and he was very complimentary of you, saying that, you know, you are skilled, you're here for a reason, but I had heard that you wanted to be UFC champion by the time you're 20, and I told him that, and he said, yeah, well, I also want to be Santa Claus. It's just probably not going to happen that quick.
Hey.
Oh, what happened? Oh, hold on a second. Damn, man. It's not the whole thing. I wish it was the whole thing. Hold on, let's click on. Hey, this kid's got some fucking... Dude, this kid's
today, and
wild.
he was very complimentary of you, saying that, you know, you are skilled, you're here for a reason, but
I mean, he's got a face only a mother could love. I want to interview this guy so bad. He was the 18-year-old in the Contender Series. He's sitting so fucking high up on this card for he was 17 on the Contender Series. Now he's 18. He is literally the headlining fight of the prelims. Dude, what? Did this really just switch around? Hold on. No way. Oh my God. Oh my God. It was Biggie Boy versus Daukus. Now it's Rosa Jr. versus Jay Perrin. The main... My God. This is just a showcase for youngsters. You got Paddy in the co-main event. You got Raul Rosas Jr. Jay Perrin. My goodness. Okay, let's get back to...
I had heard that you wanted to be UFC champion by the time you're 20, and I told him that, and he said, yeah, well, I also want to be Santa.
Well, hold on, I'm sorry. Yeah, I did call him Casey Neistat. If you don't think he looks like a Mexican Casey Neistat, you're fucking blind. This dude looks just like Casey.
It's just probably not going to happen that quick.
Hey, she would actually do a better job in being Santa Claus than being a fighter. So, I mean, after this fight, that dream can come true. His dream on being Santa Claus can come true. He can go ahead and go dress as Santa Claus and go stand outside of the mall, and some kids can take pictures with him if he really wants that. And if he wants, he can buy me a gift. He can buy me a gift and bring it to my home or whatever he wants to do after the fight.
Dude, I love the look. He looks like Rocky Dennis and Casey Neistat have a love child. I love the fucking speech impediment. I love the fact that he's a complete savage. He's just a kid. Dude, I love everything about this guy. I love everything about this guy. I hope this guy wins every fight in the UFC. Dude, he will be such a star. Such a star. He's just like a goofball. Rocky Dennis. Casey Neistat. Mexicano. Just coming in there with just incredible swag and some serious talent. This guy can grapple. He does not... Yeah, he looks 90. He doesn't look like he's 18, right? He doesn't. This kid's got some... He's got a lot of story in that face. I love everything about it. He's such a unique-looking individual. Unique story. You can't forget this guy. So the UFC is... Man, they're pushing up the youngsters. They got a guy opening the card. Dude, this is nuts. They got a 22-year-old versus a 25-year-old, Cameron Saman versus Stephen Kozlo, opening up the card. Then the prelims headlined with Raul Rosas versus Jay Perrin. You got Paddy Pimblett on the... What? This is a pay-per-view. This is a pay-per-view. So if you're a casual, you're probably not paying for this because you don't know what the fuck's going on. But, I mean, if you're a hardcore MMA fan, this is kind of wild, man. This is a weird card. Strange. I don't hate it, though. He has a cleft lip. Yeah, he's got a bunch of things going on. He's got a lot of stuff going on. There's a lot to talk about. He sounds like they're letting the air out of a balloon.
I'll make his dream come true, too. Just like he's making my dream come true by beating him on Saturday night.
I love it, man. Where were you saying? You never seen him fight? Did you see him on the? You didn't see him on the Contender Series? Watch his submission before the Contender Series. We put it on Twitter. But there, you can just just Google his name on YouTube. There's a submission. It was just the slickest thing. On the Contender Series, it was a decision, but he got out of some real tricky positions and showed that this dude is like, there's no quit in him. No quit at all. It was a perfect fight for this kid in the Contender Series. He didn't go in and quickly submit his opponent. He was dragged into like tough spots and found ways out of him, and that's what you kind of want to see. This kid is good, man. And you know what was funny? There's a video of Aljamain Sterling, who apparently, I think he trained with him or he ran into him at the gym or something happened. Aljo is so salty. So fucking salty about the attention this dude was getting. Did anyone see that thing? He broke down the fight and he just, like, he complimented and then kind of shit on him at the same time. Like, Aljo, man. Don't be salty over a fucking kid. He's just a child, for God's sakes. If you're the champion of the bantamweight division and you're fucking salty of this kid, dude, that's just a bad look. What are we doing, Papa? But what do you guys think about Rosas Jr.? Is this your first time? Is he the first time he's been on your radar? And if it is, you got to start watching our Contender Series shows. He had some good sub attempts in the Contender Series fight, but he didn't look amazing. No, he was in tough spots. But that's what you want to see from an 18-year-old. You want to see an 18-year-old go in there and run over the opponent because you didn't get to see him in like really tough situations, you know? And the way he got out of it, it was still a fun fight to watch. Parlay that shit. Good luck going crazy with the parlays. How much under is his opponent? Here, let's look on the MyBookie. Let's see where they got him. Raul Rosas Jr. A lot of youngsters on this card. Dude, I'm pretty fired up for this card. A card that I shouldn't be. I am. It's like, as it gets closer, like, I was really bummed about Yuri pulling out. But, okay, come on, man. What are we doing here? D-Man, baby, what do we got?
Ariel and Paddy got beef, ha ha ha, WTF. Been out of the loop for a few days. I'm Team Paddy. I don't dislike Ariel, but Paddy is a solid young man, so I'm sure he's got a good reason.
There we go. Yeah, if you missed our whole breakdown of that, run it back and let me know in the comment section. I would like to know what you think of our assessment, the chat, you know, going back and forth. Let me know what you think. Like I said, I don't think Ariel's a bad human being. You know, people think because if I criticize a person, automatically I just think they're a bad person. I don't think Ariel's a bad person. I just think he's a hypocrite. You know? So, yeah. That's what I think about that. Thank you, D-Man, so much for that. Okay, come on, my bookie. Let's log into this. My bookie. Where are we going? All right, we're buffering. Buffering like a mofo. Anyway, we're looking at the line for Rosas Jr. Let's see. Man, what do you think Senior looks like? What the hell? Click on this. They don't have odds on here. That's weird. They don't even have odds on the UFC website. Yeah, I'm buffering. I wonder if it's my 4K streaming. Let's see. Did I lose any frame rates? Let's see. Oh, no. Wow. Anyway, if anyone knows the odds, this is... I'll look on Tapology real quick to get kind of an idea. They have him as a plus 190. So my bookie probably, I don't know, plus 180 or something like that. Why, SSSSSANOCI, you thinking about going Jay? Jay Perrin? Yeah, they got him at a plus 190 on Tapology. For some reason, my internet's kind of buffering a little bit, so I can't get to the bookie. Is there any men underwear you recommend for maximum comfort and support? It's, you know, Droid One. It's funny you mentioned that because there's only one underwear company you should go to. There's only one, and it's called Sheath. Promo code MMA-HOLES for 20% off. Sheath underwear. Link in the description. All right. Let me just see if anything else stands out. There is a press conference tomorrow. Like I said, we usually cover them, but tomorrow I'm going to be getting the 70,000 tattoo on Zipback. We hit 70,000 subscribers. We're going to do it all the way to 100K until we get that play button. And then I think we just stop the channel. I don't know. That's it. Billy Quarantillo's on the card. I saw him rolling around with Ben the Bane. I saw that. So he's doing some fun things over there. Chris Curtis, like I said, I'm probably going to place a bet on him. Shabazian versus Lungiambula. I would stay away from this. A lot of red. Lungiambula and Shabazian both needing a win. Shabazian was one of the most high. How about this? On this card, 2 prospects that shit the bed. Shabazian and Darren Till on the same card. Darren Till still getting the love being on the main card over here, but 2 massive flops of prospects on this card. That's kind of interesting. And you know what? Does that mean Paddy's going to be the next one? I mean, does Paddy beat Makhachev, Oliveira, Poirier, even Michael Chandler, Justin Gaethje? Paddy could be the next flop too. This might be the curse. This might be the card of the flopped prospects. Santiago Ponzinibbio. I mean, I don't know if you call him quite a flop, but he was just injured.
Big Mouse, you must interview Mexican Rocky Dennis. Ha 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 ha. That guy can dress up as Tano Kloss and go to the mall. That guy rules. Till and Shabazian shit the bed. Smiley face.
Yeah,
Buy sheath underwear.
Let's go, baby. Bye, Sheath. Thank you, D-Man. I would like to interview Raul Rosa. I think the guy's fun. I should get wonderful, wonderful. That would hurt. Wonderful, wonderful on my bull. WW on my balls. I don't have a wonderful, wonderful tattoo. Maybe the next. I mean, I got it. The MMA-Holes logo at 1,000 subscribers many moons ago. Got that over there. So when I flex, the fucking power of the holes is on me. So I got that, and then I'm going down the back. So I'm a man of my word, man. The tramp stamp is 100K, King Girth. It's 100K. You got to get us to 100K subscribers to actually see my tramp stamp. So you must wait. And I got to get rid of, like, got little, like, love handles over here. I got to get rid of that before I get my tramp stamp. So I'll hit a diet before 100K. We'll be there in no time. The MMA Holes tattoo is really awesome. Yeah, baby. Look at that. Yeah, the MMA Holes. There it is. Yeah, 1,000. We actually did a stream when we got that one. That meant a lot to me. It did. I was like, oh, that's cool. 1,000. 1,000 and 10,000 was like, that was super cool. Noah, a 3-bet parlay. Mike, so if you're new to the channel, I don't do parlays anymore or props. You may say, well, that's lame. I just want you guys to win. You know what I'm saying? I just want you guys to win. Now, you can take my picks and parlay them if you'd like. I would not recommend it. I would not recommend it. Because my bets are put together to come up to be even or plus money. That's where I want to be. I don't want to be under. And if I'm under a week, I don't go crazy because usually the next week I'll make it up and then some. Or 2 weeks I'll make it up and then some. So I'll always come up ahead. But the bets are made with safety nets involved, right? That's what I do. You do a parlay, and I mean, if you're doing $5, $10 parlays, it's no big deal. It adds up, it's no big deal. I gave a 4-bet parlay. You can take 3 from. Well, yeah, good luck. You fired away with that. Let's see what else we have on this card that I do want to address. Yeah, Quarantillo versus Hernandez. Listen, Hernandez is going to get destroyed, like legit destroyed. Billy's going to fuck him up. I think at least. But should be a fun fight to watch. Let's see. Hernandez a plus 135 in that fight. Hey, if the line's close, I might put a bet on Billy. TJ Brown versus Silva, De Silva versus Salvador, and then the youngsters to open it up. Okay. All right, so we basically spoke about everything on this card. Like I said, on the Friday show, we do our circus stream, Fuqua Friday. So we have the goofiness on top of the guaranteed lock bets at the end of the stream. So Fuqua Friday, tune in for that. And Saturday will be live for the pay-per-view. Now, if you have not purchased this thing and you're looking to purchase it, there's a link in the description. It's ESPN Plus. You click on that link. Everyone that buys the pay-per-view, we have to keep reminding you guys. Only if you buy the pay-per-view. If you don't, fine, we'll be live. And we'll tell you exactly what's happening. But if you are going to buy UFC 282, the last pay-per-view of the year, you want to splurge, I urge you, use our link in the description because it helps us. We get paid off of that, okay? We get a little commission. ESPN Plus, link in the description. Thank you so much for enjoying our program. I really always appreciate you guys stopping back. Let me know in the comment section, what do you think about 4K 45-year-old Mystical? You can see all the sweat. You can see the lines and the pain on my face. But I feel like it's a better thing, you know? You guys need more clarity on this show. Not many shows are pumping out live streams in 4K. So be subscribed to the clearest, the cringiest, the best channel on YouTube, the MMA-Holes. Subscribe, hit the like button. Thank you to all our sponsors. Thank you, Julian Lane, for coming on the show. And something I got to tell you, don't be an a-hole. Be an MMA